Well, like Michael.
WrestleMania, baby. That's how you do an intro. It's a Toy Kind of Mood, episode 165. I'm Travis Moody, your host today. Boys are rock, but I brought in a tremendous group, a trifecta of wrestling figure knowledge. But don't worry, G.I. Joe diehards. We are going to scrap into some Joe talk, some Turtle talk, some X-Men talk. It's all going to happen today on this WrestleMania extra large special on a Toy Kind of Mood. First, I'll bring in one of my partners in crime when it comes to wrestling shows. He's been here a few times. We talk like wrestling figure stuff all the time. He keeps me in the loop. He's got one of the greatest blogs, the greatest blog in wrestling figure history. It's Wrestling Figure News, and it's Justin Kendall. What's happening, my dude?
What's up, Travis? Great to be back.
Oh, yeah.
I need some poison mist.
How was your WrestleMania weekend, man? It must have been crazy for you.
It was just so busy from Thursday on through. It settled down a little bit on Sunday, but I actually had a friend who was sending me photos from the show, and so I was getting those CM Punk photos, getting some of the Zombie Sailor photos, getting photos from the Mattel booth. So just a great weekend overall, and stoked for these reveals.
Yeah, no, it's fun. It's going to be a fun show. We have to condense things a little bit, so there's not going to be that much basic talk. It's no longer basics. We have a touch of main event action, no superstars, no retros, and none of the other toy lines. We're strictly going to focus on the highly articulated 1/12 scale, if you will, 6-inch or 6.5 inch, whatever it is. Elite and Ultimate Edition and so forth. So that's what we're sticking with today. And we're going to touch upon a few other brands that intertwine in the world of professional wrestling. That's allowed. You can say that now, even though, Justin, WWE feels more like sports entertainment than it ever has ever before.
45 minutes of wrestling, the rest of the 3-hour show is all talking, all angles.
Right. I'll take it. All right, let's bring in a legend in the not just wrestling toys. He's known for it all. I mean, McFarlane, Super 7, it doesn't matter. If you made a toy, he's reviewed it. It's the one and only Kyle Peterson. And he's got a new book. Talk about your book. Forget wrestling figure reveals.
Yeah. Best-selling author. Move over, Becky Lynch. I had you beat for 3 days. No big deal. No big deal. For 3 days. Beat Becky Lynch. So there you go.
Hey, you could be like Ty Dillinger, but just do the 3. Or do 3 times, 3 day. It all works.
But what is happening?
How'd you like that intro, man? I gotta ask.
Beautiful. Great Muta? Oh, all day long. Early days of my fandom in wrestling. I was a Great Muta fan from day one.
I knew that was up your alley, and I was like, I got to do something special for this one. So we're going to talk a lot about the Great Muta. It's a hint of what's to come if you've kind of missed what was happening over in Wrestlingville. We have another special guest. I'm really excited to get Alex West Collects here. He's one of the more prolific wrestling figure reviewers, tends to be earlier than others when it comes to a lot of Mattel stuff and Elite stuff. So looking forward to hanging out with him. And the crazy thing is, both Alex and you, Kyle, were just on Justin's show. So it's cool to kind of combine all the groups together.
Yeah.
A 2-time guest.
Repeat. I didn't get kicked off the first time. Third time's the charm, Justin.
Third time. We'll do it. We'll sell more books too.
There you go.
Yeah. There you go. Look at this. Great. Got Kyle Peterson. Yeah, he's been on a Toy Kind of Mood a couple times. Yeah, we had to go Tuesday. I'm working full time. These other guys have other conflicts. So I really appreciate you joining an impromptu show this week, Tuesday. We'll be back. We'll be back on our regularly scheduled, Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific time, 10 p.m. Eastern. We'll be back next week talking Marvel. The boys will be back in town, but we're gonna set it aside for a big WrestleMania weekend. But I know our audience loves Joe, so we gotta include it, and they also love the big John Cena. Do either one of you guys, were you able to grab this shirt last year at WrestleMania in LA?
I just couldn't do it. I love GI Joe, but for some reason I couldn't see myself wearing this shirt.
The man of 1,000 shirts would not wear this shirt.
Not for like $35 or whatever it was. If I got it for free, maybe I would, but I don't know. I love GI Joe. I don't mind Cena. I like him more this day than I did back in the day, but I didn't pull the trigger.
That's what's up. It's one of my favorite shirts. Obviously, combines both worlds. And I kind of want to ask, because of course we see here Jack Burns agent, and he could be a Cobra agent moving forward if that Energon universe gets going in the cinematic universe. But what other current WWE superstar, more current than Cena's part-time legend, but what current superstar? I'll start with Justin. Could you see being in the world of Joe, whether it's especially in action figure form, but if he's going to be in like movies or TV, that's fine too.
It's CM Punk, man.
It's
got to be. He's got the Cobra tattoo. He's got, I think he would be right there with Roddy Piper and the Iron Grenadiers.
Oh, I like that. That makes sense. He could be Piper's replacement. Makes sense. He's a big Piper guy.
He is.
What about you, Kyle?
Well, I am not a Duke guy. I'm very anti-Duke. It's a very negative channel to Duke, of course. But my buddy, good friend of the channel, Cody Rhodes, I guess, could play Duke. I hate to see him do it, but it is what it is. But a lot of Duke slander on my channel. I give very valuable reasons. People don't like to listen to them, but the truth hurts.
It could be. I'm more of a Flint guy myself, but I still got love.
Playing all the hits. Flint, the true leader of GI Joe. Don't make me go into that whole thing. I'll give that whole speech.
I like those picks. I haven't even thought about it. This is like a question for you guys. I haven't even really thought about it myself. What wrestler could I see being in Joe? Man, that's a tough one. Who's anybody have any military gimmick going on right now in wrestling? Well, we had the
AEW.
the infantry,
whatever they're called. Yeah.
Right. What was that again?
The infantry, I think it is. Is that what it is?
Oh, yeah. Those guys. Yeah. That could be a deal right there. Who was the female that had the whole? She kind of ripped the Sergeant Slaughter gimmick.
Lacey Evans.
Yeah. There you go, Lacey Evans. Yeah, I could see her being in a GI Joe.
Yeah, they'd probably recast her as the new Sergeant Slaughter. Is probably what it would be. She turned female in the show.
Yeah, that could probably happen. Moving forward, talk about John real quick, and we'll circle back to Joe. But this was one of the better reveals, and it's in the traditional basic line they call main event now, more articulation, at the elbows and everything, and actually knees that actually will bend this time, unlike before. So I'll start with you, Justin. I mean, are you a fan of? I think we talked about the basics last year when I was on your podcast, but have you kept up? Are you collecting, or is it just too much? And then, what do you think of the literal "you can't see me" Cena?
I'll dabble a little bit. I don't think that I'm going all in on these, because it's like as soon as you get the basic, the Elite's coming right after it. It's like that's the reason I didn't buy that Tiffany Stratton. I knew that the Elite was coming and it was going to be better, and we'll talk about that, I'm sure. But this was bound to happen. It's just like a fun, weird thing that I think that Mattel is leaning heavily in. And I think that this might be the Chase, or it's like it's either the regular edition or the Chase version in whatever wave this is. So swapping it out.
Hope it's not a Chase, man. That'll be a real Chase, because everybody wants this invisible one. We do want to shout out Scurvy Auto. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. I love seeing the new names, and it looks like you know him, Kyle.
No. Hello, Scurvy Auto. Nice to meet you.
This is my guy. He's always commenting on my site. So, AKA Captain Cannabis. I don't want to blow your gimmick, man.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Oh, I actually read the private chat wrong. Hey, we're off to a hot start. What can I say? It's like, someone sent me a message. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate the new faces. I'm sure more will come, and we're still waiting on Alex to join us. But yeah, what's your take on this, Kyle?
Beautiful. I'm surprised it took them this long to get this done, really. I mean, you can't see me forever. It's been, how long has that started? I mean, decade plus. I'm surprised it didn't come out. So I'm here for this. Main events, to me, they're playing a lot of hits with the main events right now. They're playing a lot of first time in the line, which I think is extremely smart. Get people to buy them, then get the elite later on. And then I know I've talked to Steve from Mattel in the past. It sounds like there's going to be about a legend in every single main event wave going forward, and a great way to get updated legends on some things. We see DiBiase coming real soon in 2 different versions. I'm all in. Well, I shouldn't say I'm all in. I'm not getting the random like Sheamus figure or something. But if there is a first time in the line or a legend, I'm probably picking up the main event going forward.
Yeah, for sure. I know everybody jumped on the main event right when LA Knight came out. And to this day, we're going to talk about LA Knight later. He's got a couple figures coming out that are very similar, but it seemed like the best face sculpt we got so far was the main event LA Knight, and it kind of went down. You got it. Let me show to the audience.
And I just realized this the other day when I did the review for the new Elite, that I never saw the Chase one in stores. And I think that's about the first time in years I haven't found a Chase of somebody.
Do you think, go ahead.
I was just going to say, and I'm guessing Kyle is having the same experience since he lives like 5 minutes away from me, but I'm seeing a lot more main event figures in Walmart stores. They're stocking them pretty heavily. I've seen like a rotation of waves too. So either Kyle's buying them all from my Walmart and they're like restocking them quickly, or, they're actually making some progress.
It's weird. The Bret Hart wave hit a bunch of stores around here in the last week, but every place I went, Bret Hart was the only ones missing.
And it was Justin who took them all. I'm not a wrestling guy, but from what I've seen, the New Day could be a modern day Slaughter's Renegades trio.
I don't know if Slaughter put up with their shenanigans.
Maybe the modern day Slaughter. And if you guys are watching and you're in the chat, let me know. It's weird because it shows that my Wi-Fi is low. I mean, how am I coming in to you guys? Is it like static, blurry? No, showing my.
You've had a couple of choppy seconds, but you can hear you fine.
Okay, yeah, it's kind of goofy that of course we're gonna have a Wi-Fi meltdown because I'm doing the show at 4 p.m. Pacific time instead of 7 p.m. So of course it's gonna go haywire. But let me know in the chat if it's messing up a little bit. Maybe I could do something about it. All right, moving on. Cena. We'll talk about Cena and we'll come back to Joe. But while we're on the subject of Cena, we have the modern day Ultimate 22 Cena, I believe, with the modern gear. How you guys feeling about this one?
Isn't this what he wore on WrestleMania when he came out? It almost looks like it.
It's exactly it.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Nice addition with that towel.
What's that towel for? What's that towel for? What's he doing with that?
He covers his face so you can't see him for like about 5 seconds. That's what he did last night. But yeah, I like the face sculpts. I mean, the ones on the left look really good. The shouting one and even that grin looks, I mean, it's kind of geeky, but it does look like Cena. And then the regular one, this is like the older one, right? This is like his current look.
Yeah, will it have the bald spot?
Oh, that's a good call right there. We should have asked somebody who was there. So I do want to shout out, obviously, Ringside Collectibles, but also Fig Heel and My Damn Toys, our friends there, that were able to take some of these shots and get some of this great coverage. So really appreciate that. Got some great photos there. You guys are always, it's one of those crazy things where I can't ask you guys if you're picking this up because you pick up every single Elite and Ultimate, right? Are we still at that point? We're all in, or no? Justin's shaking his head. Go ahead, JK.
This is the one that's breaking me. Like I'll get Gunther, I'll get Cena, but I'm skipping the Jey Uso on this wave. I'm finally out on like completionist on the Ultimates wave.
Gotcha. Kyle?
Oh yeah, I'm all in. I've still got every Elite and every Ultimate, but I did tap out of my Min on Card Ultimate set a couple of months ago.
I remember you doing that for G.I. Joe Classified when they just went crazy with all the boxes. So
yeah, that was another one I wanted to do double up, but they went crazy. And then the uniform packaging, well, they went like 4 different packaging designs now. It just got too, I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's hectic. And I'm glad, like, I used to have them all displayed behind me on the Detolfs. Now they're just sitting in tubs. I mean, I do like the art and the packaging. I throw most of my packaging away, but for Classified, I'm keeping it. Look, great segue. We'll talk about GI Joe Classified right here. So I got to ask you guys. I'll start with Justin. You said I'm your go-to for GI Joe Classified. So how heavy are you into Joe's as this guy who's running a wrestling blog, keeping up with all the wrestling news? How vested are you into the GI Joe Classified line? And what is your favorite figure of the year so far?
I like the retro carded figures. That's what I'm into. That really speaks to me as like a child of the 80s. And so far, I think it's somewhere between Scarlet and Don't Hate Me, Kyle. I love that Duke.
This one, I'm actually burning him after the show. It's going to be crazy.
I haven't been able to check. Just working like crazy prepping for this show, sticking to wrestling. Of course, I'll circle back into Joe. I haven't been able to catch up with a lot of the reviews. But Kyle, did you bury Duke in your review on the channel?
Not the figure necessarily, but the character of Duke, I did bury pretty hard. And people, I always do. I always bury Duke, and people just don't get the reason why. And I guess you could watch it for my good 3 minutes of why Duke is not a true leader and why Flint is indeed the true leader at GI Joe.
Totally agree. But I got to ask you, what was your favorite classified figure of the year so far? And then your favorite review. So two different things. Favorite classified figure you got, and then maybe your favorite review, the one you most enjoyed reviewing.
Zartan Super 7 Ultimate. There you go. Zartan.
Oh my goodness. You threw us a curveball.
I do through. A lot of people don't like this line. This is my dream GI Joe line. I mean, I like classifieds. Classifieds is on another level, but there's something special about this. Being a kid watching Joe's as a little kid, I love the figures as a kid, but I always wanted the cartoon representation, and man, stuff like this is pretty wild to see. Very, very cool. So I do enjoy this stuff, but trying to think. Gosh, there's been so much Joe product. It almost like all blends together. It's been a wild last couple of months for sure on GI Joes. The new Quick Kick is pretty awesome. Big Boa is really awesome as well. A lot of people were mad at me about my review of that one, and that's why I would say it's just my opinion, but I hate that they gave him a regular head. I think it ruins the mystery of who Big Boa is. And it's like, have a Nemesis Enforcer take his mask off or something. It's not Nemesis Immortal. I'm not doing it. It's Enforcer forever. But I hated that. I mean, and somebody said, oh, you're complaining about free. I get it. Whatever. But I'm never going to display him with that head. He's always going to be the Big Boa. I always like the man of the mystery behind that. But I love that figure. I absolutely love that figure. And that and Quick Kick are pretty good twosome.
While we're at it with Big Boa, I will give you this. I'm not sure if you saw my review, because first the face sculpt I thought was way more Ken Shamrock than Rocky Balboa.
I guess I could see that a little bit.
I would exchange the head sculpt for the punching bag, because look, they obviously, when you always say, I'm going to put my business hat on, and we both know the business to an extent. And it's like, well, yeah, they already got Metalhead Deluxe, and you don't want to take away the Deluxe of Metalhead. That's what makes Metalhead so cool, even with some of the flaws he had in the functionality and everything. But as far as Big Boa not having a punching bag but having punching gloves, I would have taken the head sculpt away and inserted just a stick with the little bag on it. Would have been cool.
Maybe we'll get it with Kangor. Will we get a Kangor repaint in the future with Big Boa? That's what they did the 25th anniversary, but we got a kangaroo with that one. So give me him as a deluxe with a bag and a kangaroo.
I guess it's possible. I'd have to go. My favorite figure to review was Techno Viper. For those who did see it, I included techno music throughout the review with a lot of Cylon references, and it was a lot of fun to get creative and review it. And I'll tie it with Airborne, because Airborne's one of those figures you don't get excited for. He's a dude in military gear, and it's kind of like very subtle. But once I had him in hand, I was like, this is gorgeous all the way around. Maybe the best face sculpt we've got. And I love how the blues just kind of pop off all the more subtle colors. He just was like a simple favorite of mine.
I was going to ask what your least favorite was so far of the G.I. Joes, and mine's actually the Techno Viper. I hated it when I was a kid, and I hate it now.
Do you hate? Was Barney in your nightmares as a kid? Is that the deal?
I just never took that Techno Viper seriously as a kid, and I hated the hoses on it. I hate the hoses now. I don't understand his function. I mean, I get it, but it's just not for me. But is he one? What do you think? Is he an army builder or is he a one-off guy?
I just did too. Justin, did you grab any of the ones we're talking about? Quick Kick, Big Boa, Techno Viper?
I skipped those because they're not on the retro card.
Oh, okay. You're sticking with retro card. Wow, nice for you because you don't have to spend all that money, especially army building and all that stuff. Are you army building your retro cards?
No.
That'd be interesting. Are you buying one to keep mint and one to take out and articulate?
I've kept them all as close to mint as I can so far. So
yeah, I do the two. So my roommate also collects Joe, and on our dining room table for a joke, I have two of each one for both of us. So there was 4 Dukes, 4 Recondos. I still don't have Scarlet yet because I live in SoCal and it's flooded with flippers and scalpers. So unless you're there at 7 a.m. at Target, anything Jada Toys, anything G.I. Joe Classified that's not a peg warmer, it's gone. So I still don't have Target. Nothing's shipped, which is crazy. I've not gotten a shipping notice for Scarlet from 4 stores yet, Kyle.
I don't know if is she arriving in Targets yet? Have you heard of anybody finding her? I've seen people find Recondo and Duke, but not Scarlet.
Scarlet's 1 in the box. That's why the others are like either 2 or 1. I think it's 2 Recondo, 1 Duke. But since Duke was shipping from Entertainment Earth, Big Bad Toy Store, Amazon, I think people only needed Scarlet, so they're scarfing her up.
Huh. Interesting.
So that's why I haven't been able to speak on them yet. So sorry, guys. That's why there's not been a whole lot of content coming for me lately. But look, moving forward, we have a lot of content coming for Toy Kind of Mood with reviews because these are apparently already in the United States, or at least in Canada, North America. So we will be getting these soon. I believe the HMS, the heat-seeking missile sentry there, I believe it will be coming in April, late April, I'm hearing. And then the Ferret just hit the country, so they'll have to throw it in warehouses and distribute it. So probably another month or 2. But interesting there. So I'm just going to assume, Justin, that you're doing no vehicles.
No, I've got too much space dedicated to wrestling to get into the vehicles.
Yeah, got you. And Kyle, it doesn't look like you got much space back there. Are you putting all your G.I. Joe Classified vehicles on top of toilets and shelves in the bathroom or kitchen pantries? Like, what are you doing with all these vehicles that we're getting, these midsize?
I got a full room for G.I. Joe and He-Man, so that's where they all go.
That's awesome. Here we go. I'm in NorCal. Can't get Scarlet via Amazon Pulse or any local stores. Recondo and Duke are easy finds. Yes, I agree. I've seen Recondo and Duke at Target, just like Kyle said. And Scarlet got pushed back on Amazon to the 18th for us. And like I said, I hate what Hasbro Pulse does. They give you hey, get your credit card ready because this thing's going to ship. And then 10 days later, they're like, hey, we might ship this. And then like 3 days later it shipped. And then I'm on the West Coast. So it's coming from Pennsylvania or Indiana. And by the time I get it, there's 65,000 reviews up already on the internet, which doesn't bother Kyle, but it bothers me. But anyway, which one of these are you looking forward to, Kyle? HMS or Ferret or both? Or you got a preference?
First off, I'm in a hot blood feud with Hasbro Pulse right now. A blood feud. I am signed up as a premium member, and every time I try to go in there, it says I'm not a premium member, even though it shows I purchased it. I always have to email them and say, hey, what's up? Oh, sorry, we'll fix that. They fix it. It lasts about an hour, and then I go back to not being a premium member. They can't get it fixed. Driving me absolutely crazy. But the Ferret all day long. I remember the Ferret as a kid. I always called it a grandma vehicle. It's a perfect vehicle. You always think of Storm Shadow on it, the twins on it, all day long, the Ferret for me.
Oh, yeah. And the price is good, right? For $55. Like, no issues with that. I think it's a pretty fair price. Oh, did you hear me?
Yeah, I agree. It's a fair price.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got you. Just thought there was I'm seeing that Wi-Fi thing and it's driving me nuts. It usually happens once per show, but the whole, like the StreamYard Wi-Fi thing keeps going to 1. So I hope we don't crap out on you guys. All right, let's get out of G.I. Joe for a bit. Maybe I'll ask Alex later on in the show, but we're going to stick with vehicles and it's Lucha Lowrider time. And I think I can say this now. This was the featured, you know, how do I say it? Like the media driver, I would say at Toy Fair. So I knew about this thing way before all of you guys, but you know, unfortunately, I signed those NDAs, so I couldn't say anything. But now we see what it does. It's not quite a wrecking vehicle, Kyle, but it does have, you know, the working hydraulics and the 3 different modes and the ability to still wreck it.
Yeah,
you know, with your fists, as you can see, but not. I don't believe it. It doesn't bust apart.
You know, I like the idea, but I feel it's a huge miss here making it a Rey Mysterio lowrider. I mean, yeah, we know Rey's been in him a few times, but this should be Eddie Guerrero all day long. That's who you think of first. So I wish it just didn't have the Mysterio artwork on the side of that one.
Mm-hmm. I gotcha. Justin, do you have room for WWE vehicles?
I do because I have a 2-year-old who has my Slambulance. And yes, I can work it in. And so I'm guessing that she'll be all right if she ends up with a low rider.
No,
well,
yeah.
Every little Kiro wants.
Exactly. I mean, this will be out probably by her 3rd birthday. So I think we can justify that purchase. Is that awesome. Your fist, Travis?
Hey, we're trying to keep the show G-rated. PG era, but I guess now that the final boss is here, Alex, welcome to the show. The final boss. Hey, what's up, man?
What's going on, guys? Happy to be here.
You made it just in time. We're talking about the main event vehicles.
Awesome.
And, but you did miss a little GI Joe talk, and I know you were looking forward to that. But that's what the replay's for, right?
Right.
But first of all, I'll just ask you, how are you, and how is your WrestleMania XL weekend?
I'm doing great. I'm still on a high from WrestleMania. Cody finished the story. I see you're representing the jacket too. What are the chances?
We're twinning, baby.
Right, but no, it was a great weekend. Lots of great stuff shown, so I was very happy. I was grinning from ear to ear all weekend.
Yeah, and we really appreciate you staying on top of it. Always awesome with the social media posts on Instagram. Always like laying it out, you know, for those maybe at work or whatever. Especially on that Thursday, Friday, you really did it. So it's like between you 3, I was telling Kyle in the pre-show, it's like Kyle has, you know, the most prolific videos of Mania Weekend, and then Justin has the most prolific blog, you know, website of the weekend, and then you have the most prolific probably social media of the WrestleMania weekend when it all came down to it. So you guys we got the trifecta going.
Yeah, it's like the Avengers right here, right?
I love it. But what's your take on the Lucha Lowrider? And I'll ask you, you know, the elephant in the room, the masked elephant. Look, we saw it at WrestleMania 39, Snoop driving it and everything. If this came with Snoop, now there's a winner. Of course, that's a delayed thing, I'm sure, with Mattel. That's going to take some work. But how you feeling about this Ray coming with this? And are you pleased with the vehicle?
It looks awesome to me. I feel like this is something a lot of people have been asking for, and I feel like they're stepping up their game on the wrecking stuff. I just picked up like the Hulk Hogan on the wrecking motorcycle, and it's pretty sweet, man. For what's supposed to be a kid's toy, my son has the forklift. I have the car, so I'm excited to add the lowrider to the collection. Just got to find the spot for it, man. It looks kind of big.
It is. It's. I think it's like 2 feet or close to it, like a foot and a half. It's pretty big, man. I've had it. I was telling these guys this was the media driver at the closed toy fair that they show the retailers. This was the big, you know, the big thing. Yeah. And they had a cool video with it and everything. And now, yeah, I mean, the Eddie thing, I guess they're going with their most marketable superstar, especially in a kids line. I think that's the business approach. And then he did end up, you know, riding it at WrestleMania. So it kind of worked out that way. And we got a lot of Eddie Guerreros coming out anyway, right?
Yeah, no, it makes sense. I mean, Ray's a hot seller, so I could definitely see why they went this route. And it's going to be geared towards kids. The adult collector is going to grab it regardless who they throw with it. So it's a win-win for both.
And the thing I was telling them actually at Toy Fair was this could appeal to a lot of collectors. Marvel Legends, you know, there was that. What was that? I don't know. Maybe Kyle or Alex. That vehicle that was on Amazon that appealed to a lot. Big boy vehicle. It was like a mafia vehicle. People were buying it for like Tombstone and
Bratz vehicle or whatever.
Bratz. That's it. No, it's a Bratz vehicle. So this has that appeal. I'm sure the price will be fine because it's a main event offering. And I think, yeah, people will get this for, you know, Pimp Daddy Destro or something, or Tombstone, or their Marvel Legend Mafia types, Kingpin or whatever. I could see that happening. Do you guys see the mass appeal of this, or do you think it's just strictly wrestling collectors? I'll go with Justin on this one.
It's gonna crush for figure photography. There's gonna be I can see the crossover appeal for it.
Yeah. I mean, like Slamulans, I saw people making Punisher vans out of that. There's a lot you can easily do.
Exactly. And then what are you thinking, Alex, about the appeal of this?
Yeah,
You collect a lot of toy lines, so.
Yeah, for sure. I can definitely see there's a lot of crossover, a lot of these stuff, especially these figure photographers. They get so damn creative by using just different props or different like vehicles from other lines. So I definitely see the crossover appeal with this, and like it probably will be fairly priced. So a lot of people I could see will go on and jump on this one.
Great. And yeah, you made it. Like I said, you just made it in time because we're gonna do Punk a Mania. Of course, this wonderful image is courtesy of our friend Kyle. There, he did a great. Little, what was it, about 10 or 12 minutes on this? Breaking it all down.
Yep.
So we don't, the thing is, you could literally watch all Kyle's videos or scroll down the blogs or the social medias of you guys. So we don't have to go too insane. I was telling these guys on pre-show, we're going to hit certain parts of WrestleMania. And then if it gets to a point where I know you guys have hard outs, during the week, if you got to run, that's cool, but we'll keep on going until we can. But it's Punk time. And we'll start with main event. We'll stick with the main event here. Alex, you just jumped on, so we'll ask you here. Main event, Punk. Are you in on the main event line? I mean, I think I've seen some of your current videos. You've done some fix-ups with Hogan and stuff like. Yeah. But how you feeling about what we're seeing here with the 150 Punk?
Well, it makes sense. I mean, you would assume they were going to come out with the main event or basic first. I'm okay with the looks they went with. I don't know if I'm a big fan of the CM Punk with the mutton chops as the kind of first figure coming out. But you know what? I mean, I'm happy. The main event series, it's pretty legit now. I feel like the older basics were really trash. I remember buying a lot of the basics when the line first started for like part swaps with the arms or heads. I feel like now they're like legit toys. Like I've been buying a lot more than I have in the past few years. And I'm sure anything Punk will be a hot seller. So without a doubt.
Agree, Kyle.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of the same camp here. I wish it was something new, but we knew they'd take the Cody Rhodes of, no pun intended, the Cody Road of re-releasing kind of an old one with some of the stuff they already have, put the new articulation, and bam, you got a new figure. So I'm sure, just like we've seen with Cody, we'll see probably a lot of CM Punk stuff in the next couple of years, reusing what they have, and then updated articulation, things like that. So it is, I think Alex said, it's a little curious. The mutton chop one, I think if people said, what's your top 5 looks, it's probably not at the top of the list. So it's kind of curious they did this one first, but it is what it is, I guess.
And it kind of, Justin, you're a historian of wrestling, obviously, but like it came during a crazy time. He was on the outs with Heyman. He lost to Rock and Brock, and then he was like feuding with Jericho, somewhat higher mid-card. Kind of during this time, but it could be. Do you think this is more like testing the waters? It's not going to cost them a lot of money, like Kyle said, and then if people are going, it's going crazy and selling like hotcakes, they'll make an elite.
Yeah, it's always let's release something that may not be as popular at first, and we're left to play the long game and wait for the attires that we want. I mean, they're going to give us some of those, but this was kind of a curious choice of like, yeah, this is right before I'm getting ready to quit the company, Punk.
And if you want to stick with us, talk about this 2-pack look. And then we got like Straight Edge Society Punk there. And then he's got the Hitman tights. And of course we got RKO on the right.
Those are 2 looks that have been long overdue for elites. And so this is the tease, and I hope it's not going to be a long wait to get these attires in elite form, because these should have been elites in the first place.
Yeah, I agree. I wish they would have been elites. I mean, I'll take what I can get, but it's funny how he brought up they need to make the Bret Hart gear, and then about 5 minutes later, well, here's the Bret Hart gear.
yeah, in the panel.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Alex, any quick comment on this?
Yeah, no, I agree with everyone. I feel like it's a head scratcher. We're getting this as a basic, and it's like, we all wanted this as an elite. Like, can you throw us a bone, especially with the Hitman attire? But that head on the that Straight Edge Society Punk looks pretty spot on. So I hope it actually turns out how it's rendered. It looks really good.
And I'd say that Randy Orton's probably the best figure they showed all weekend.
just crazy. It's just like the
Oh,
forgotten
by the way,
figure.
here's Randy. By the way, he's
Yeah.
here.
You can't
And
get
there's like
chest hair.
one guy. Chest hair.
Where's the
All right.
chest hair? We're missing some
No
chest
chest
hair
hair.
here.
Basic, man. No chest hair,
Ah.
There
unfortunately.
you go. There you go. He said that. Alex, we got house show Punk.
I'm surprised they're going with this look and not his Rumble look. But I mean, it's a basic attire. I'm okay with it. If he comes with maybe a soft good shirt, I'll put it a little bit over the top. But like, I feel like they're gonna milk it. They're gonna give us everything and kind of throw like the less desired stuff first, buy them, and then we'll give you some of the better stuff. And it's okay. It is for what is it? It looks all right.
I wish it was I wish this was a main event, and that one in the big bushy beard and the red was the elite. But what do you do?
Right.
Absolutely
You know,
agree.
Yeah.
My buddy Nick Storm pointed out that this is like the perfect customizing CM Punk, just blank canvas.
Yeah,
He's not wrong.
Totally agree. Shout out to Nick. He's a good guy. And you did point out in your blog that those are the GTS hands we're getting though. So that's interesting.
Yep. First time in the line. This line.
Yep, for sure. And how many did we buy of these? Because apparently there's no limit. I was like trying to see how much a limit was because I know like Logan Paul goes for $1 million now, and I don't have one. So if you got one and you want to sell it a little above retail, I'll buy it. But look, the CM Punk, this is a Mattel Creations at $25, fair price because you're going to get some solid packaging, which we'll show in a sec. Kyle, I'll go to you. What are you thinking about the business mind behind this return CM Punk?
yeah, I think it makes sense. It's another easy layup, I think, for him there. I think, did I hear right? Did Steve say that there will be product available on Shop Zone once it ships? So that was interesting too. So you're not going to have the Cody Logan problem with people, getting a bunch of extra money because, oh, by the way, it's on Shop Zone too. So I almost akin it to what we've seen with the Coliseum collections after San Diego Comic-Con. There's always people going crazy about it, but then Shop Zone always gets it like a week later, and it's there for a while. And I don't think this will be totally crazy. Maybe a couple years from now, but I don't expect this to be Logan Paul Part 2 by any means.
And then how many did we get, Alex?
I did too. It was a fair price, but it was a big moment. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like how many of these do you really need? I mean, he's all tatted up, so you can't really customize them for any other figures unless you're doing some torso swaps. But I think 2 was the right number, and I did also hear Steve say it's going to be on Shop. So I guess if people miss out, I wonder if it'll be the same price, $25 plus shipping, or will it be inflated when it comes out? But we got a long wait. I didn't expect this. Was it 2025? Did I see that right?
Yeah, February, I think 2025, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I got 2 too. I forgot to say. I got 1. I said I'll just display both shirts. That's what I figured I'd do.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking, or just keeping wanting the one mint box. And sometimes one of those boxes might arrive damaged, and you want like the Mattel Creations and Ringside, as we'll talk about in a minute, has that wonderful packaging. So it's always good to get 2, and you can always get rid. They'll be easy to get rid of if you only want to keep 1 on hand. And then these are all, look at the tats. Justin, you want to take me through some of these tats? Was there anything that glaring to you? Obviously, as we talked about G.I. Joe, the Arashikage tattoo is covered with a bandage there.
Yeah, that's the biggest bummer for me. I don't know why we got to cover this up with a bandage, but like Punk said, he's a nightmare for making toys, with all these like the Pepsi logo, the Cobra logo, just stuff that you can't do.
Mm-hmm.
And I ordered 2 of these, and I'm muling one of them to my buddy in Italy, Tarver 89.
There you go. Shout out to Tarver. You had a nice chat with him as well. And Viper, we talked about G.I. Joe at the top of the show. And we're talking about it now, technically, with the Arashikage tattoos. And he also has a Cobra tattoo that we can't see. So there's that. All right. Well,
I'm ready to throw Duke under the bus at any time. You just let me know.
We got that. We talked about that packaging. Yeah. But the interesting thing in this packaging, it's got to be rendered, right? Because it's just showing the white shirt. And then we got the current day, the black shirt that we got on the right that we're supposed to also get in there. That I feel like that kind of got lost, Kyle, in this whole messaging, is that we don't, maybe some people just think it's the white cotton tee, but they haven't really talked about that other shirt.
Yeah, I'm sure that's the case. Yeah. I mean, they've really put over that white shirt. Man, that's a shirt. You can have him and Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson in the upcoming AEW. They can be side by side, white shirt buddies.
Oh man, should have been a Jazzwares Vault exclusive too.
You nailed it. All right. Let's stick with Punk, but move on to Ringside Collectibles now. Defining moments. We got another one like we got from, was it Comic-Con that we got? Or was it WrestleMania last year? It was WrestleMania last year, right? That we got Mankind, Shawn Michaels, Heartbreak Kid, and Cody. Okay.
Yep.
So yeah, it seems like every year at Mania Weekend, we're going to get defining moments. It all began here with Punk. Great photos. We got some other good photos from My Damn Toys as well. So great job there. We got the Stone Cold shirt. This is probably the Punk everybody at least wanted from the start. Would you agree with that, Alex?
I really did. I'll be honest. I was a little bummed that it wasn't an ultimate, but without a doubt, I had a custom of this. I had on my shelf for years. Now I can finally retire it. I'm very excited to have this here. I pre-ordered 2, and it sold out pretty quick. It went on back order with within an hour. I think it went from September to November, but 100% this is going to be highly desirable. I mean, even look at the Cody Rhodes with the bruised pec. I feel like Ringside can't keep that in stock. It comes in, it sells out. So I definitely see this being as the next one from the Defining Moments to be really tough to get if you haven't grabbed it already.
Justin.
Yeah, I picked up 3 of these. I got the full set and 2 extra Punks. I just knew that it was going to go that Cody Rhodes way. So I was trying to play the game a little bit. And this is right up there. I mean, it was either this or Money in the Bank Punk, and you knew it was going to be one of the two. And I'm good with this. The rest of the set, is kind of hit or miss.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. But before that, Kyle, a last opinion here on this. I do want to ask you though. I did read that I never was able to get this figure, but it looks. I guess the face scan is the same. We're not getting an updated one since it's a re-release, right? Or what do you think?
I don't know. It looks like a new head sculpt. I'd have to look at my Punks, but it looks different, doesn't it?
Okay.
I think it's the same. I think they painted the hair brown and they went with
that's
black beard. Yeah.
Okay. I don't think it looks bad to me. I mean, I'm looking on the right, and I think I'm happy with that scan from what it's better than Jazzwares, to be honest. At least some of the Jazzwares stuff. Not the blood. Some of the bloody faces are great. The ones without blood, I don't know who it is, but I don't know. Looks good to me. And there's the rest of defining moments. But before we get into the specifics, Kyle, how are you feeling about this defining moments compared to last year's?
Hit and miss on both of them a little bit for me. I mean, I got nothing against LA Knight. It just seems too soon for me. But I guess we saw that in the past with Shinsuke Nakamura. So it's not like they're treading on new ground or anything like that. But it just feels a little too new on there. RVD, I'm here for that. And then what was the other one? Oh, yeah, the cane. I think the cane and the effect pieces really put that one over the top. Feels a lot paint by numbers cane. We've had a lot of this cane in the past, very similar, but I think the effect piece is what brings that one home pretty good.
Yeah. Anybody else a big fan, either Alex or Justin, of the effect?
I am.
Yeah. I just don't want to order 4 of them.
Now, I thought they said it came with 4 of those effect pieces.
Yeah, that's what I thought they said.
That's what I thought too. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Okay, that's what I thought. Then I heard other people saying 1. I was like, I could have sworn they said it came with 4, which makes sense. So that's good.
Right, because 4 feels like a super deluxe figure. If that's the case, then it makes it worth buying all 4. Because, like you said, and we'll come back to RVD in a sec, but this LA Knight. You got the Ultimate Edition. We're jumping around here on the show. So we got the Ultimate Edition that they just revealed on the right. And then you get the defining moments on the left. And man, this is similar to that Bret Hart, right? When we got the Ultimate Bret Hart from Target, and then we got Bret Hart in defining moments, and it was just lacking from what we got in the Ultimate Edition. Yeah. Alex?
Yeah, I agree with you. And they're just so similar in attires. I mean, I guess the boots are a little different, but gray trunks, different color. Same hands, and I was not a big fan of that last Elite LA Knight. I feel like it was really lackluster to say the least. I feel like they're using a lot of those same heads. I don't know. I just hope it looks a little better in person. He looks so scrawny.
Yeah. When I saw both of these at first, I thought it was like Elite 112 and it was the regular and Chase edition. And then I looked close, like, oh, it's different articulation. Yeah. And I was like, oh, okay, I see what they're doing.
Yeah, but spot on. That Bret Hart, they released around the same time. This is a great example of that. It's just so similar. I'm just surprised they went this route so soon.
Right. And they got us, Justin, because for people who like to collect we talked about the packaging earlier with G.I. Joe. For those that want that nice slipcase, like I didn't want that Bret Hart, but I'm not gonna not buy all four. I want the slipcase, and this is the Bret Hart in this. It's like I don't want that LA Knight for anything, but it comes with this, it's kind of just forcing you to get a figure. The others we'll get into, we talked about Kane, at least it comes with that cool effect. There's no defending this LA Knight.
No, there really isn't. It was one of those I had to do the double take too. This is different articulation. You just kind of feel forced in this, and I feel like we're kind of stretching now what a defining moment is again.
Yeah. Oh well, yeah, and we'll get into that with Ultimates with Kyle, because I was watching your coverage about some of the superstars that are getting Ultimate editions, and I'm excited to talk about that later in the show. But yeah, this is just, and then look, we have a comment here from Genghis. Shout out to Black Genghis. What's up, KJ? They honestly would have saved tooling. Well, here's the thing: it's the same. The guy on the left is the same LA Knight that we just got in Elite, right, Alex? It's just as far as tooling is concerned.
Yeah, it looks.
So they already have the tooling.
Yeah.
All right,
Skipping
cool. So
leg day.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll come back to RVD here. And what is the defining moment of this RVD, Kyle?
I don't know. Is that when he had both titles, I guess, over in ECW, right?
I mean, I just figured, was there any... One's a tag title. There's a new tag title that we're getting, right?
Yep. And I'm an RVD bias, so I love RVD. ECW saved my wrestling fandom in the mid-90s, where most kids my age were dropping out. ECW held me on into the Attitude Era, so I'm a big ECW guy.
We got a comment here from Spec. It says, now that is a good-looking face. Now, the problem is the face on the left is perfect.
Yeah.
The digital... Usually, it's the other way around. Usually... We shit all over the digital renders, and then you get it in hand. You're like, all right, this is pretty good. But man, yeah, exactly. You just said it in the render. Okay, you were saying all your thoughts in separate messaging. But the one on the right is really derpy, Kyle. What do you think?
Yeah, it does. Those cheekbones and that forehead, something about that. I don't know. There's something off. Maybe the 5 o'clock shadow a little bit. I don't know if that would help. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm not a big fan of that face. I don't know. It kind of looks like a duck or something. It just it doesn't look right.
Yeah, and it is Scurvy's not wrong. It's the Walmart exclusive, which I did not even pre-order. I'm just like, it's never going to get to my house, and I don't really want it anyway. So they'll probably cancel something I don't want. So, and then we got the nice flame effect. There's a look at it from the back in the day, and on Kane. So moving forward, there's the pre-render on the right is you can see it. So one of the points that they wanted to make on the digital render was that LA Knight does also come with a sleeveless shirt along with that entrance jacket. So that's another one of the differences from the Elite. I noticed Bill in an interview was kind of pointing that out, along with the different hands and obviously more scans. I think the digital render scan that he has on looks good. The other two don't look like him at all, though.
Yeah, that middle one especially looks wild. I don't even know who that is.
Yeah, it's silly. All right, let's get out of defining moments. Sticking with Ringside Collectibles, the Vault pre-show. We talked about this just about 30 seconds before we went on. I'll stick with you, Kyle. This is going to be a polarizing subject. Look, I collected, wrestling figures, elites, back in the day, and then I took forever off, and then like a lot of people in the pandemic got crazy with collecting, and then obviously getting the gig to work at Toy Fair and work with Mattel. I'm just got nuts and started collecting way more wrestling figures than I should have. So the Vault makes me happy because it was during the time I was not collecting unless it was like, oh, there's Sting or there's Scott Hall or Pillman or like one of my favorites that I bought it, but I didn't buy like everything. And now I get to buy, I'm an adult. I get to buy everything, and now it's my chance. But then at the same time, Justin, you also talked about this. It kind of ruins, if you're a longtime collector and you see things in value, not necessarily to like flip or put on eBay, but just like a value, we want to own valuable stuff. It's just kind of like, what's the feeling on this? I'll go to Justin first, and I'll come back to Kyle.
I mean, if you went on eBay and bought that DX Shawn Michaels on Friday, and you saw this on Saturday, you're feeling some pain. I honestly, like, this doesn't bother me that they're releasing this stuff. I mean, it does feel though like we're getting into a lot of repeats and a lot of re-releases at this point. And I guess we just gotta live with it. But I mean, the selection on this one is really curious to me, because we just had a greatest hits Rikishi. That Paul Heyman just came out, what was it, last year?
Yeah.
In that Amazon 3-pack. And then, you know, I don't know that it was that long ago that the Dead Man's Revenge Taker was out, and it was pretty much clearanced at Ringside for a while. And I guess the as far as the others, you know, like Billy Gunn, Road Dogg. I mean, even that Road Dogg, I think that we just saw that not too long ago. But, you know, that Eddie was pretty hot. And then we got the Ultimate that was completely roided out.
Right. So that's an answer. At least they're like, you know, obviously, Alex, you documented Steve Ozer's in the message forums and listening to fans, and they work on the stuff right away. Obviously, it takes a good year sometimes to get figures out, but that was the roided out horrible torso of Eddie. And people, I still never I mean, forget Walmart's in Southern California. Frankensons owns them all, and I'll say this on the show every single time. I don't care. Until someone puts Frankensons out of business, I'm never going to get a wrestling figure from Walmart. But no, it's like we can't even find that Eddie Guerrero, and it's a terrible figure. So they're giving us a chance to get the older one. But what's your take on this vault? And we can kind of go through the figures if you want.
You're talking to me, or?
Yeah, Alex.
You know, I'm torn about this stuff because as a longtime collector, I have all of these figures, and I'm still going to buy them because they're going to have the added articulation, the True FX technology. So I'm okay with it to an extent. But like Justin said, I feel like a lot of the Mattel line lately has been greatest hits, has been the vault, has been a lot of re-releases. And in certain spots, I can see where it made sense. I know, like when the Elite 12 King came out at one point, that was a very sought after figure. They threw it into whatever that Target line was, with the Hall of Fame or Hall of Champions. And there were some other opportunities to grab it. But I feel like more so now, we're just getting a lot of repaints and repeats. And it's like, do we really need all these different versions of certain guys? With some of these, like I said, I'm happy that people who missed out, who may have jumped on the collecting game a little later, or have the opportunity to buy them. So I'm kind of torn. It's like, now what do I do with my older ones? Do I keep them? Do I sell them? They're not worth anything anymore. These are going to be better versions of it. So it kind of puts you in a tough spot. But I mean, I guess it could be worse. And like I said, I'm just so torn about it. Like with the some of the Ultimates they've been re-releasing, they've added some articulation, so I can see where it makes sense.
Right.
I mean, we're truly in uncharted waters. Putting your business hat on, like I always say on my channel all the time, we're on uncharted waters here, because we've never had a wrestling figure toy line go this long. It's never been this long. So let's say Hasbro would have got the license after 10 years. We would have got all these looks via Hasbro, because they're going to go for the money. Well, Mattel's gone on so long at this point. They know, like, generations of kids and fans have came and gone, and some came back, some have not. So they want to get every dollar from us. So they're going to release key items like this, key figures, because it's a business at the end of the day, and they know that'll get them profits, and that's what they got to do. So I'm just like Alex. I have all the old stuff. I see both sides of it. I totally get it. Obviously, selfishly, Alex probably same boat. Hey, we'd rather have a different version of Rikishi. Give me Kishi Rikishi or something, you know. Give us something totally different, because we're a long time we have this stuff. But there's less of Alex and me in the world than there are the average Joe collector. So, I mean, we totally both understand it. Just doesn't mean it's our favorite thing ever. And like Alex, I'm going to pick these up too. And I kind of use these kind of like my Chase example. How do you make them as different as possible? Okay, I'm going to put this Rikishi with no sunglasses on in different hands. And he's not going to have his sash on. I'm going to make it as different as I possibly can for my collection.
Right. Well, but does it reach a point? I'll ask Justin. You document every figure that comes out on your website, but like, does it reach a point where it's the vault? If you've got it, you move on. Now I get the value part. If maybe someday you intended to, you know, get rid of it or something like that. But like some of the people in the chat are saying, it's helping people jump in. Like this guy was a greatest hits not too long ago, but it's already on the second. He's the second one to come out. Crazy value. We saw Harley Race King Harley Race. I was able to find him at the Mattel store, just kind of sitting there. But oh no, actually, I found him at Target, which was crazy. But I think some of that was going up for a while in value, and that was a greatest hit. So maybe they're watching the market, right?
They must be.
Yeah, and these greatest hits vault ones, they're not as easy to get, not as accessible as your regular elites, that's for sure. So it's not like they're going to be mass produced like an Elite 110 would be or something like that. So there is that caveat to it, but it definitely, for newer collectors, this is a field day, because I would hate to go back if I was a new collector buying old stuff. I love the opportunity of doing this, so I would totally understand it.
Yeah, like I feel so bad saying this because I love this. I love the vault. Thank you, Ringside, for this. I mean, it just, but again, you're gonna have that polarizing. Even like, I'm a hardcore collector, but WWE, I don't buy them all, and sometimes I'm just like, can't buy this, can't buy that, and then I go, oh wow, look, it's going for $70 on eBay now. I guess I need it. That's part of being a collector. Something's valuable, even if you're not in love with it. You want it in your collection. Alex knows, he's smiling and laughing.
Multiples of many figures, because God knows when they go up in price and you need it, and now you're paying an arm and a leg for it. So for the most part, I buy a lot of multiples just for that reason.
Yeah.
I always say I love my collection, but I know it's not going to be my retirement I'm banking on. I always say, put your money in your 401k if you want something going on, because you're just a re-release away from disaster.
I don't know, Kyle. Your collection might be a retirement fund.
It's a lot of work in retirement trying to sell it, but
yeah. Oh my God. It is. It would be crazy. But look, I'm thrilled that this one's coming out. I mean, you can't argue about this one. This is a hard one to get, and that face scan is tremendous for back in the day, right? It's a pretty.
They didn't use this is a different head. If you
okay, thank you.
Yeah, they had was it the Elite 19 head they had on there? This is from that Ultimate Edition figure.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah, no, it looks great.
I remember it being on clearance at Ringside back in the day too.
Wow.
That's wild. Not a big fan of this diesel, because I have the one that came with the new gen ring, and that's a pretty awesome, Ultimate Edition. But and Rikishi, I'm biased on that. Thrilled. I did not buy this at Ross with Roman and Brock. I didn't go hunting at Ross. That's the thing. Southern California, we get a lot of things first, but we got more collectors and more flippers, hunters, crazy neckbeard nerds than anybody else. So if you try to go to Ross and all this stuff, you're not going to find anything. This taker's funny. So this was you want to talk about this one, Justin? You did for a little bit, but you want to continue?
I mean, the selling point for this one was the packaging, right? Like, the packaging was fantastic. Yeah, you're not going to get it. But yeah, it's one of those that, like Kyle said, it went on clearance for a while at Ringside, and it's just such a unique moment in time too. Mm-hmm. So I don't know, cool figure.
And there's the Eddie. Well, initially when these were announced, we didn't know which. I don't believe we knew exactly which Kane and which Eddie. But now the picture is clear, and we're getting Eddie from 2004 when he beat Brock for the title. And but the question is, will we get that white flag, the California Republic one that the fan gave him, right? And the fan got kicked out of the show for giving him the flag, but then it became an iconic moment. Kyle shaking your head.
I don't think we'll get the flag.
Will we get the smaller undisputed title though?
I hope it's a VAC finish if they give it to us. That was a dull one. Remember when that came out?
This is a pretty sweet classic figure, and it's pretty old, so I'm not too mad at this. All right, we're moving on. We're sticking with Ringside. We're jumping to Ultimate Edition. We all pre-ordered 8,000 of these. We're excited for the Outsiders. Kyle, just give us some love for Scott Hall and Kay Nash here.
Yeah, I mean, great exclusive, very popular. I think it'll be interesting if this can top the Uso one. Obviously, that was super popular last year. I think this one will top the Usos.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. What are you thinking, Justin?
They've totally hit their stride with Scott Hall. Since they started with the Ultimate Edition Razor, they've got the head scan down now. I mean, this doesn't even show all the stuff, and you've got it up now.
There you go.
Everything that they come with, the multiple cloth shirts, multiple heads, tag titles. They've plussed up Nash. This is day one pre-order. I've already pre-ordered. I hope you all have pre-ordered too.
Oh yeah, because it's on back order.
Like you won't need another Scott Hall ever again or Kevin Nash. Like they're perfect. He even comes with the spooky hands. Like, come on, man. What else would you need? It's just so badass.
And almost you can even mix it into an ECW shell for his little ECW run for Scott Hall.
Yep.
No, these are phenomenal. I absolutely love these. I will buy multiples. If they go on sale on Black Friday, I will buy more. They just I am so happy to get these. 2 different shirts, entrance vests.
I think I only ordered one. Now that I think about it, I should have got 3.
Kyle, come on, man.
I should have got 3.
As if Kyle doesn't have enough behind him. But look at the spooky face right in the middle. Have we gotten that sculpt yet?
No, we haven't.
And we got some Just for Men love on Kevin Nash because he's got his regular beard and then the darker one on the right. So that's good. But that's a great. I mean, I'm cool with all those Nash faces, but that regular one he's got, that's like a 10 out of 10 Nash, and he's not always easy to get. So I mean, it's like the no notes, right? It's just perfect. I mean, we'll see in hand, but I would be shocked if this isn't like, figure of the year material, at least for 2-packs and stuff.
Absolutely.
I forget, when's that coming out again? Was it this summer sometime?
August, if you get pre-order one. Yeah, they're on back order.
Yeah.
They stayed on pre-order 1 longer than I thought they would.
So did I, yeah.
Cool. We're going to check in with a couple comments here before we move on to some turtle action. We got MBG 1211. Thanks for hanging out. Was talking to a buddy earlier, but it's annoying to keep replacing our collection, assuming it's to help newer collectors catch up, but it's frustrating to double up on everything. And that's what Alex and Kyle were talking about, and Justin to an extent. Yeah, it's just, it helps people out, but then, but do you have to buy it?
Yeah, nobody's forcing you, but it's tough, especially if you're a completist. It's like, got to hang in there. It'd be terrible to jump out now.
Yeah, I have OCD when it comes to that stuff. I hate like looking at the old ones with the pin joints and stuff now. Like they got the pinless joints on there, the added articulation. To me, they're usually better for the most part. There's been a few like re-releases that maybe the original is better. Like maybe that Legends Greatest Hits Bulldog. I don't think that hit the mark. I think the original was better, but for the most part, they're better. They just look aesthetically pleasing. So I feel like I'm always stuck buying them again. And the question is, what do I do with the other ones? I don't have the room to display them all.
Just gonna ask you, do you try to get rid of them? Are they worth anything at that point? Or
at that point, I just get what I can for them, and then you know what? I use that money to pay for the new crap I just bought. So it's just like a random vicious cycle that keeps happening.
You nailed it. All manufacturers are leaning into repaints, retool, re-releases through 2025. Profits are down. This is a cost-saving tactic. Kyle, think about things with business mind a lot.
Yeah,
Truth, right?
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, it's just getting the most out of your molds. I mean, it is updated. That's at least nice to it. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's a business. They're out there for profits.
Mm-hmm. And there's a question for you: which wrestling figures or WWE have the winged eagle?
Oh, the only ones you need are the Ultimate Warrior winged eagles. Oh, the colorful ones. Oh.
There you go. So a lot of them, basically. We got Fabster in the house. Fabster 360. He's reviewed some AEW stuff for us before. What up, all you little WrestleManiacs? Thanks for checking in. Does Nash come with a broken knee?
You better call Ringside if yours does come with a broken knee. Get that replacement.
Where are the female figures? How come only 10 but over 100 men? We're going to talk about, I have a whole female figure section we're going to talk about on the show. So
that's quite controversial right now. And I mean, I don't know. I could talk. I could say about it later too. So
yeah, if we get, you might have to go by then, but if we don't, we'll get back to you. We'll fly through some of this stuff so we could catch up. WWE, TMNT, Elites. I originally thought these were for Target, but have you guys heard a retailer attached to this? I haven't yet.
I assumed it would be Target or Walmart, but I never heard anything.
I think they're Target exclusive, I heard.
Yeah, somebody said Target.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good, because that's what we're going to talk about for a little bit here is the Target stuff. TMNT, I'll go with you, Justin. You got Baby. What are you thinking about the TMNT crossover kid appeal? How you feeling about these?
Oh, the crossover appeal is great. I mean, from Ray to Cody, like all the above, they look fantastic. Do I need these? I absolutely do not need these. But that if I see that Cody Rhodes, it's going to be hard to pass up.
Alex?
Yeah, they're not for me. I was never big on the crossover stuff. I mean, I like the Turtles, but I only can collect so much. I will agree with Justin. If I see that Cody in the wild, he's probably going to come home with me. But the rest of them are an easy pass for me.
And Kyle, you have full screen because I want you to show everybody what you were showing us before the show.
Oh my God.
He-Man / Michelangelo. Michelangelo's tribute to He-Man. Very wild here. Turtles of Grayskull. Now, I'm currently collecting like 7 Turtles lines. I love Ninja Turtles. I love wrestling. And we've seen wrestling Ninja Turtles before in the past. So it's a little bit of rehash. That was done in a different direction via Playmates. I don't absolutely hate this, but it almost feels like this Turtle of Grayskull. It feels, I don't know, just something off. And maybe it's got to simmer with me for a while. Like, why did they select these characters for it? I mean, the New Day. I mean, I don't know. It's strange. It's out of left field. It's for me. I'll be picking it up, but it's strange. It's strange.
Yeah, I got you. So here's the thing. I've seen this in the comments. Why the elite form factor over like superstars or something, which makes more sense to what you were showing us?
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised. I mean, they're really getting the most out of the He-Man superstars, all Turtles of Grayskull. I mean, they could have easily done that, but I don't know. I mean, it almost reminds you of the Ghostbusters crossover. Will it be just a quick one and done and that's it? I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens.
I love this comment. I'm not getting any of these except 4 out of
all but Seth.
All
and
but
Ray.
Ray and Seth. NECA will be releasing an Archie's Comics Wrestling TMNT. Yes.
So that's San Diego for the first time last year.
Yep. So we got that. But anyway, yeah, I think they're cool. We dig them. They're much better than we would ever imagine, right? They did a great job with these. I mean, especially these two. These two might be the ones that you're like, if you've hunted a whole day and you just didn't find the G.I. Joe Classified or the Jada Toys figure or the Ultimate Edition, you know, the hardest things, you're like, I've been to 5 stores. Fine. I'll take one of these. And I can always do one of those Target circle. I just did that with Ratchet from Transformers. Bought it for 30. They had a 30% off sale. I got all the 86 Transformers now for like 30 to 50% off thanks to these things. You can buy stuff at Target and you don't have to do anything cheap or dirty. You just show your receipt on your phone. You don't even have to have a paper receipt. Say, hey, I paid $22.99 for this. It's now $15 and they'll give you $7 back. So why not? Right? You're going to do it. Admit it.
Watch this, Cody.
What was that?
Watch this, Cody, have like some new head sculpt that I see, and
Yeah.
I have to buy it.
Right?
Like, yeah.
That would be smart business. All right. More Target 4-pack. I'm surprised this is still up for pre-order. I know. Oh, we got some echo there. I know it's $80.
Yeah.
It's we're in the inflationary, got to be picky. But man, this is a pretty exciting 4-pack. Maybe because of the Target sales, people are waiting for that, that Target circle and buy 100, take 20 off. They're waiting for this to hit the shelves or whatever. But Alex, how you feeling about the SmackDown pack?
It looks great. Don't get me wrong, but you're getting 4 guys in street gear. I think maybe that's kind of where people aren't connecting on the appeal. I mean, and it's $80 for 4 characters in jeans. I'll be honest, Stone Cold and Booker T are the ones that I'd want to grab from the set. But like you said, I'm probably going to wait for a sale. I mean, $80 is a lot of money for a Cena and Eddie that, I'll be honest, like, okay. Stone Cold, we just kind of gotten a few of them in the jeans, and we're getting that new Monday Night Wars Elite, which looks way better than this. So I don't know. It's more of like, if I can catch it on a sale, I'll probably grab it.
It's funny, if we live by each other, we can split it up because I'm more excited for Eddie and Cena. We could just split it right there and say, you take these 2, I'll take those 2. We'll go halvesies.
You got a deal. I would definitely do that.
I'm excited for the Cena and Eddie because it harks back to that old Jack's Ruthless Aggression Adrenaline 2-pack, which I always loved because it feels so different. It's so different for Cena and Eddie there from that street fight.
Right.
I like it for what it is, but I think Alex is straight on, though. It's street gear, not wrestling gear. It's very niche. I mean, there's people that definitely remember both these moments, but it is a bit of a deep cut at an expensive price point. So it'll be interesting to see how this one does. It could be a future deep clearance or an Ollie special down the road.
Yep, got it. And there's a look at the packaging you were talking about, the remembrance of Jax there, and it did a great job with this. Yeah, I like the oval there with the verses on each side, and the presentation is really good. Shows you all the pieces and nice SmackDown in the back there. So legendary SmackDown logo. So they did a good job. And here's a look at them just all hanging out. But to me, Justin, this was the winner for Target of WrestleMania weekend, right? I mean, who would have thought the Anvil, who would be the winner from Target?
What do you have? 5 matches, 6 matches, something like that. Like I remember who, but they have completely gone in on the deep cuts. Yeah. I love that it's a 2-in-1 though.
Yeah.
Like I know some people don't like that. You get the new foundation. I kept mixing them up with high energy, but you know.
I always do too. I have the same issue. They should just put a trio.
Yeah, why not? Just throw Coco in there.
Yeah.
That was what I was thinking. I was like, oh, maybe Coco's coming. Then I mixed it up and I was like, oh, they didn't even tag team.
Yeah. I love this one. I love it. I mean, it reminds me of the old Hasbro days, of course, but then the 2-in-1 aspect really puts it over the top for me. I love that idea. And it's such a deep, I mean, nowhere in a million years would this sell by itself without being a 2-in-1. It would be the biggest peg warmer of all time.
Right. And we're talking about the Who figure, but I think this Anvil would sell a little bit. I think, I don't think these kind of figures are the ones that fly off shelves, but including the Who is smart because people are going to want, well, I need 2 now.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah. 100%.
All right, cool. Moving on with Target. Some of this stuff was late. I believe this was all Sunday stuff, right, Justin? We didn't see the stuff till later.
I think it was Saturday that they showed
Saturday?
these off, but the way they had things set up, you just kept seeing things in the background. I was like, wait, there's a Booker T? And I saw this Warrior and I was like, is that a new head? And then, you've got the Warlord there. Like, I think this is the series, with the IRS and Tugboat. I'm not sure if that's the Shockmaster head on Tugboat. But yeah, just little things. And this Kurt Angle was an unreleased Attitude Era Amazon exclusive figure that they're bringing back.
True. It's true. It's damn true.
Yeah. Somebody on Instagram has this one. I know that I've seen it somewhere, but glad that we're all finally getting a shot at that. Long overdue on these Kurt Angle elites.
And then we got another Hulk Hogan. Kyle, you're going to do a top 100 Hulk Hogan's of 2024 list. I can see it already.
Yeah. I thought top 10 was stretching it last year, but easily I think it could be a top 20 this year. I really think by the time all is said and done, I think it could be done.
Mania 8, and then we got the Farouk Nation and then Post Nation, right?
Yep. Farouk looks great. I feel like this is one collectors really have the missing piece to complete your nation. I know we got that Kmart 2-pack, but let's be honest, that Farouk was pretty bad. Skin tone was off. He didn't even have interchangeable hands at the point. I feel like I have him posed with like the C grip hand doing the nation pose. So this is well overdue. It looks so good. And
I love it.
Bring on all the Hulk Hogans. I will buy a ton of all of these, man, for sure.
Yeah, and shout out to your channel, Alex West Collects. You just did a whole kind of custom up kit bash and some different Hogans and stuff like that. Yeah. People could see this is my favorite. And Dave Speck says Kurt Angle has never had a good face sculpt. Well, that's a good one right there. I mean, that Ultimate had some questionable faces. Of the 3, I think I only liked one, but I like this one, Justin.
Oh, I'm all in on this, and the gear is one of the best gears that they've ever released for Angle.
Mm-hmm. I agree. It's my favorite. IRS is a good one. Good timing on that with the Hall of Fame there.
Because of tax season. Good timing there.
Dude, that reminds me, but unfortunately I work the rest of the week. So I'll have one of these nights I'll be up till 3 a.m. doing it because I don't want Erwin R. Shyster knocking on my door. So moving on, we got now we got the Legend Ultimates, got the removable mask Kyle for Vader. You want to talk? He looks a lot like the one we have, the Legend one though.
I don't get it. I don't
Very
know
well.
which one's the chase and which one's regular. I'm assuming the one in the black's maybe the chase, but that head sculpt
Likely.
looks very strange on that one.
Yeah, I think the red is the chase, is what I heard.
Oh, really?
Is he going to have the Vader time on there, or did he wear that attire without it? Because it's very similar to the Royal Rumble Elite we got not too long ago.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I think he did wear both ways, but yeah, it's I don't know. I mean, I don't know how these because I assume this is Target, right? Yeah, it's gonna be a Target one.
Yeah, this is all.
I don't know if you guys are like me. That Warrior is hanging everywhere with that beautiful sun-kissed tan. I mean, if Warrior's hanging, I don't know what Vader's gonna do, and Yoko and some of these. So it's interesting for sure. But I love Vader. I love big dudes. Give me all the big dudes. Bring them in one after another. All the big dudes.
That WCW title, though, that goes for a pretty penny on eBay now. It's really hard to get. I think it came with Ron Simmons.
The Hall of Champions, yeah.
So that alone's going to help drive this figure.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel like the picks with these like Ultimate Legends at Target, they're so all over the place. We got Bret Hart, we got Ultimate Warrior, we got Undertaker, we got Vader, we got Yokozuna. Like, I don't know. I don't really get the sense where they're going with it. I feel like they just kind of pick from here and pick from here. I get they're trying to appeal to all collectors. Not that I'm complaining. I'm just kind of thinking about with the thought process of like Vader. I mean, I'd love to have an Ultimate of him. Just there's some other guys that maybe kind of deserve a little.
Well, that's funny because I said we're going to talk later about some of these choices we have in Ultimate Edition. But where's my argument? At least with Target, they're all considered legends, right? Like some might be higher than others, but there's not like just a modern day person or two modern day people thrown in, which we'll talk about a little later. But I do kind of see what you're saying. But when I think about like Yokozuna, Warrior, those kind of guys, I mean, they're all kind of from that same era, you know what I mean? So at least like more or less, but kind of that pre-attitude New Gen era there. Then we got Dusty going up against the Big Boss Man. That look right there, Kyle. We got a new mold for Dusty because that birthmark, right? So Bill was saying this is all new for the torso.
Yeah, I mean, it would be, I guess, the Ultimate. I don't think we've had an Ultimate of his size. I mean, we'll have Yokozuna a little bit bigger, but I think they did a good service to this one here. I mean, we've got some friendly old head sculpts we've seen in the past, some new head sculpts. You got the Boss Man hat, you got the little bandana, you got the club, all the extra hands. I truly feel this one is Ultimate. Soft goods shirt as well. I mean, it's kind of one I didn't have on my radar for an Ultimate, but definitely does work.
Any big fans of this one before we move on to the next?
I love it. I wish we were getting an NWA version, but
Me too.
that's probably not going to sell as well at Target.
Yeah.
Right.
I would love to have like a street fight Dusty, bunkhouse battle Dusty with jeans, the elbow pad,
torn jeans.
Give me a cowbell with him. And
oh yeah. Well, maybe that's what we'll talk about Mattel Creations, but there you go, right? Because it's made to order. If it doesn't do well, then you didn't have to appease to Target and all that stuff. Did you guys get your $22.99 Undertaker?
Yes, definitely. I got two of them.
Alex, WrestleMania 26, obviously, probably like, would you say this is like the second height of his career, maybe, right?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, and this is, like I said, this is another one, attire choice. Like we just got this Greatest Hits Elite, which is the same exact attire. Don't get me wrong, this is way better, but now what do I do with the two Elites? Do I keep them? Do I get rid of them? Because this looks pretty badass. I love the newly sculpted hands that you could do with him doing his pose on the ring steps. So this was a home run. Yeah, this was a home run, and at $22.99, an even bigger home run. Thank you, Target, for screwing that one up.
Maybe that's why it sold out. They pulled the plug on it. It didn't really sell out.
Yeah, that's a good call right there. Just pulling the plug. I like that shiny belt that we got there too. Good one. Okay, very good choice, especially for $22.99. It's gold. And then who's that face sculpt, Kyle? You said it on your show. Who's it? Wim something?
I cannot put my finger on who that is. Somebody said a Cassius Ono. I don't know, but it definitely, there's something about it I can't figure out.
It does look like Cassius Ono. I like that. What's his wrestling name? Chris
Hero.
Yeah, there you go. Chris Hero. That's more Chris Hero than Mick Foley, maybe. But then I think Trey was saying it looks good in person, but I can't see that looking that great in person. But thankfully, Ultimate Edition, we've talked about this many times. You're going to get 3-4 head sculpts, and at least one of them will be good. I think we got 2 good ones on the
I
right.
love that tongue one. That one's the one
me
I'm
too.
doing for sure.
Mr. Sacco is great. Soft goods. How you feeling about Mankind overall, though?
I like that they did soft goods. Sometimes soft goods goes both ways, and I think I prefer non-soft goods on this, but we've had so many non-soft good Mankinds. I think it was time for them to try something like this. So we'll see how it looks in person.
Agreed. All right. Anyone got powerful opinions about this Mankind? Either or. Take it or leave it, or
I just want to be able to find it in stores.
Yeah, I haven't seen the Piper and Bret Hart yet. Have you, Justin?
I haven't. No.
Old
because
David C. Anderson found him in Newton, of all places.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
they're all at the Mattel store with all the Hot Wheel flippers
seriously.
lining up for 2 hours before they open up. My buddy went. He lives in that area, and he said he got there super early. And he's not even a wrestling collector, but since it's the hot thing to do, he's got them all. He's got all the Monday Night Wars, while us hardcore collectors doing 3-hour shows or daily reviews are having a hard time. We got to pay the Palmar.
I saw the Series 2 Monday Night Wars was at Mattel today. I saw people getting it there.
Yep.
Unreal.
Of course, when I went there was nothing.
Of course. Hey, I worked during a whole 10-day toy fair, and I came away with some decent stuff, but I wasn't coming away with ultimates. You know what I mean? Like, no way. Halloween Havoc Eddie. This is probably second or third most anticipated figure of this list. And when we had Steve Ozer here, global manager for Mattel WWE, I kind of hinted at this, and then he made it official. I think it was like the Fig Cave or Fig Tavern or something like that, right, Justin? I don't know if you remember, but
Yeah, I can't remember which one it was, but
yeah, one of those shows he was doing a crazy podcast for the Nitro stage, and he kind of let loose on this. And it's kind of funny how when we're talking NWO and WCW Monday Night Wars, we're getting all these figures that would have probably helped the entrancing. We've done shows on that. We know the deal. We'd rather get the check cut from Walmart than cutting our own checks. So that's the deal on that. But this figure right here, Justin, man, iconic.
love it. Love everything about this. Like, they obviously switched the torso from the jacked up ruthless aggression Eddie, which obviously they should. You get the WCW light heavyweight championship or cruiserweight championship, and I was on the fence on Mattel doing the bangs. Like, Bret Hart's obviously been hit or miss with the head sculpts. I think these Eddies are great.
Nailed it. Anyone else?
Yeah,
Eddie?
I associate Eddie Guerrero with WCW. So this is like the Eddie version I grew up watching. So I'm so happy to add this to my collection. I'm so happy they went with a smaller torso. The head sculpts look great. It's just, to me, it's perfect. And in my opinion, this will probably be the definitive Eddie in my collection.
I'm with you there. And then so I was talking about that Nitro stage, and everybody talked about DDP. I want the one with the jeans. And here it is a year later with, the tape torso. You got the dark one. I'm assuming that's going to be the chase. So I do agree with Kyle on that. It would be a poor decision to make the more iconic light jeans the chase one. It just would be bad business in my opinion. But, it's good we have a choice. Right, Kyle?
Yeah, exactly. And I'm really a big fan of this. I actually like that old school basic that we had DDP in the jeans. That was a really good basic. And I think I don't remember who the wrapping came with, Damian Priest and a few others. And I remember I took that wrapping and put it on the basic and really did work really good. And I still have it displayed right over here, but definitely a must have. A lot of people excited for this one, rightfully so. It's the one most people have been wanting for DDP forever.
Mm-hmm. And then we got Vincent, which Alex, you said it, you showed the screenshot last night. It's going to be part of the Build-A-Figure in a future wave, right? Monday Night Wars.
Yeah, Steve dropped some interesting info. He said it would be like was it a side Monday Night Wars or something, a smaller
bonus wave or something.
Bonus, there you go.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting to see what that really means, because I don't know. But I kind of already have this, Vincent. I did a fix-up with some of the Build-A-Figure parts, but I will happily buy it again. Anything NWO, I buy. That's, again, Hollywood Hogan is my guy, so definitely need all his goons to go with him.
And then you got Kurt, right? I'll stick with you with NWO. You got is that the rap is crap or Kurt Hennig?
2-1. Is it a 2-1? I guess. What's underneath the shirt? I guess probably just the
that's a good
single.
question.
Yeah, it's a 2-1.
Okay.
I had an extra perfect head from somebody, and it fit perfectly on that Adam Hangman Page figure from AEW, and that's the perfect West Texas Rednecks, Mr. Perfect. Oh, it was the Build-A-Figure. I had an extra Build-A-Figure perfect head, put it on that Adam Page, and it fits perfectly.
Perfect. And then, then we got the WWE side of the Monday Night Wars. And what I love is the Monday Night War is actually in the wave. You got the 2 versus the 2. So brilliant there. I don't know, like a suited HBK. Justin, historian, help me out with this HBK. What's this from?
So this was Commissioner Shawn Michaels. There was a previous one that was in a flashback wave. And during the walkthrough with Ringside Collectibles, Bill McKenna said that this one is different in that he has like a turtleneck. So different color suit too. And I think I'm almost certain this is a different head sculpt than that.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. That Build-A-Figure, probably one of the hardest to find Build-A-Figures ever because of the Harley race, but it's a really terrible Shawn Michaels figure. And I'm glad they went something new instead of just re-releasing that.
Kyle, you have 1,000 t-shirts. You won't wear the John Cena G.I. Joe one, but you have an extra in this Terminator split face Stone Cold in a size large that isn't dirty or nasty that you can send to me. Do you have one of these shirts?
I've never bought a Stone Cold shirt in my entire life. Can you believe
that?
Never.
Bombshell.
Crazy enough, Stone Cold, Stunning Steve Austin was always my favorite. He was my favorite wrestler going at the time, like as far as not Ultimate Warrior and Sting, maybe. I love Stunning Steve, and I was disappointed when he went to this. So it's crazy to think. I missed the bus on the Stone Cold days, I guess.
Actually, when they revealed this, the video started coming out from, and Alex documenting this on social media, and we saw My Damn. Shout out to Fig Heel and My Damn Toys for doing a great job with all that stuff. I was like, I want this shirt. And WWE store has every shirt but this one. And of course, it's like on all this Poshmark for $100, and then there's fake ones that people are making, and then you see their bad reviews because it looks great, and then you like some say like, well, other side jackasses on this side, and it's a mess trying to find this shirt. And I actually was like, I'm gonna buy a fake one because no one will ever know and say, hey, nice shirt, bro. I was like on Macari, and I'm like, send an offer to someone, and they never responded. So I'm like, well, it's not meant to be. So no split Terminator. Stone Cold. I guess I'll get it in action figure form. And that's about it. So I'll try it on my pinky and walk around with it. But looking forward to this is Monday Night Wave. If I can find it at the Mattel store, I'm not going to find it at Walmart. That's for sure. But actually, you know what? Before we talk about Amazon, let me get to a couple fan comments here and questions. Guys, I need to ask when Yeet, we do have a Bloodline Yeet section of the show, so we will get to that. Here's an easy one from Mattel. No, but Kyle, potential for one of these indie toy makers. Would someone dare to have the balls size of grapefruits to make a no chance in hell Vince big?
Well, there's some indie ones trying to make a Benoit, so I guess if Benoit can get made, I guess we can always get a McMahon. I don't think Vince needs the money. I don't think Vince is going to even answer back if some third party said, hey, can we make a figure of you?
But didn't he step in when it was that 4-pack from Target and he didn't like the packaging or something? It's a confirmed story.
Yeah, very weird.
Can't have numbers, right?
There you go. All right, last one. We need a Comic-Con exclusive Snoop Dogg with cloth tracksuit and that gold belt. Steve, are you watching?
I'd buy that. Give me a Shane McMahon with 2 torn quads thrown as an accessory. Why not?
I just want Snoop drunk and high on commentary. Let it talk. Pull the string and let him say. But man, we haven't gotten Bad Bunny yet, and that went into like knows where that went. That was supposed to be. That was like partially confirmed. Remember that when it leaked?
There was a listing on Walmart, right?
Yeah. Yep. And so I don't know if Snoop's. They're just kind of riding that Logan Paul wave, and we'll talk about him later. Here we go. Fabster says, I'll take a Kyle shirt that is dirty and nasty. Oh, okay.
Plenty. I got a hamper full. My wife's working on it right now as we speak.
There we go. All right. Taking over. Look at the middle picture of that guy's face where it is. That I just kind of we're talking about dirty and nasty. Look where he's looking.
Oh man, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, I didn't either. It took me a second.
Debut Ray. Someone got a really nice shot of the debut of Ray on SmackDown many moons ago. Amazon fan takeover. This one was funny because I think I sent all you guys, hey, it comes out like 2 weeks, and then it went to June. Yeah. Then I'm like, now it's back to April. I got a shipment notice, and I said I posted in the story. Mine shipped. Hours later, it's back to June. And I think it all had to do with this kind of WrestleMania weekend. They even had kind of more promotion for it. Kyle, you want to take us through like maybe what's going on with this fan takeover, Ray?
I don't know. I mean, I think almost every fan takeover we've had this, and most Amazon stuff. I mean, Scarlett, we saw it with Scarlett. We talked about her earlier. It's like the jumping release dates. It's always all over the place. It's wild, and then you stop kind of paying attention after a while, and it just shows up one day.
Yeah. And Justin, we like this molded face with the whole, holding the whole mask thing, right?
Yeah, he's pulling on the mask. We've never seen that before, right?
No.
Nope.
Yeah. Something different. We're just getting a lot of Ray Ultimates.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ray is a guy that I love his figures. They're toyetic, but man, I wish they would mix in more head sculpts. It feels like we get like the same 3 all the time. It's like, give me all the Rays, but mix them up just a little bit. Especially some of the older ones are really old.
Yeah, that smiling one is brutal.
Yeah.
This is an excellent Rey Mysterio. We've gotten a million of them though, but yeah, the smiling is off. But otherwise, I mean, this is
should have good. Used a different paint on his pants, make it a little bit more glossy, like a garbage bag.
I'm with you on that.
I see that. Okay, well, I do see that, and that's why you review every figure of all time.
We should have that little guy underneath his legs included.
As Todd says. I thought he was saying, like, I want that guy's face between Reeves. That's what he was saying. And we got the other one. This one finally came to fruition. The Clash at the Castle, Elton John homage from a couple years back with Seth. Alex, you want to talk about this one?
I love this figure. It looks so damn Toyota. You put that on a shelf, even as a backer, and you will not miss it. It's just, I'm curious to know what the delay was. I feel like they put this up when we were at Mania last year, right? And just didn't have any info, and then sure enough, here he is. But I'm just so happy it's not the Shield gear, Seth. Could you imagine as an Ultimate? But this looks fantastic. They did an amazing job.
I think this one might overtake Asuka as the Ultimate of the Year. And I'm not the biggest Seth fan in the world, and I've actually knew Seth when he was first starting out wrestling, so I go way back with him. But back when he was Tyler, but it's amazing. Like you said, you put this in the bag, you put it anywhere in your collection, you're going to see it. So that's pretty awesome.
And Justin, you're also an Iowa native. You got to talk about Davenport's own Seth here. Obviously, last year we've done podcasts together. Last year, Seth was probably you had him second or something, right? You had him second overall, and I had him first. I gave him like pretty much a perfect 5 out of 5. Certain people were raving about that one. And now, does this one top it for you, or come close? Or
yeah, it definitely tops it. I can't remember who it was that pointed out like the hair isn't accurate for the entrance. He had his hair up in the ponytail, but yeah, I mean that's they're going to use what they're going to use, even though they do have that head sculpt. So I guess you can switch it out if you want. Like Kyle says, choose your own head adventure.
Yeah, there you go. Nailed it there. All right. And then fan takeover. I'll do full screen for this one. Shout to, I believe, My Damn Toys got a catch of this. Or you said, no, actually, this is from your boy. You want to give him a shout, Justin?
Oh, Tarver 89. Yeah, he was.
Yeah, this is Tarver's photo, I think. So shout out there. I'll go around the room real quick. We'll start with Kyle. Which one of these do you want to see come to fruition?
I don't know. I like Randy Orton enough, but man, it's just not a lot of meat on the bone with his figures for sure. But
I'm not very toyetic. Yeah.
No, I mean, it's just to get different trunks. And I'm going to say, let's go back all the way to 2004, young Randy. It feels different. It feels different.
Yeah, Alex.
Yeah, I'm with Kyle on this one. I'm gonna go with the 2004. I feel like the Randy we just got, the gear at least is gonna be very similar to the other ones. They're kind of plain black trunks with a hoodie. I don't know, at least something different. You'll get a little bit of a different like look with the head sculpts, and the elites that came out from that era look pretty good. So let's get an ultimate of it.
Justin.
I'm just kind of meh on both of these. Like the evolution one, kind of, since it's colorful and different, I can dig that. And then the Cena, we're only talking about Orton, right?
Yeah, but right, you know what? Well, let's just go right into Cena. Go ahead.
I mean, there's problems with the first one, the 2004. They can't do any of the logos on the jerseys or anything like that. So, I mean, right off the bat, you're kind of hamstrung. Like, I'd probably go with the 2010 versus Batista. I know some folks are pretty excited about the 2007, but I got it wrong. These were all from Fig Heel. The images.
Cool. Yeah, that 2007 we got in the WrestleMania Elite line back in the day, I believe.
Yeah, right.
I'm going to go 2004 again. I'm all about 2004. What a time to be alive that year was. Probably my best year. It was really my best year. So I'm going to keep it going. 2004.
I'm going to go with the 2007. I feel like that Elite looked really nice and clean. He had like the dark green shorts and the black shirt. It looked awesome. I would love to see that transfer into the Ultimate Edition. If it was a 2010 Batista from that match, that's what I would have went with, because that figure needs to be done in an Ultimate.
Cool. I'll go with the 04 Randy, and I'll go with 07 Cena because we can't get the logos. I think Justin nailed it right there. I don't want to deal with any of those problems. At least with CM Punk, it's a million tattoos, and you kind of hide it a little bit. But just to have a plain blue shirt instead of the logo of the hat, nah, no thanks. I don't want any shortcuts. So
I think they did that one back in Jack's back in the day, that 2004 one.
Well, you would know. You wrote the book. All right, cool. Let's get to the next thing. So we got through Amazon, and now we're going to talk mainline Elites and Ultimate Edition. Now we got the return of the Mattel Creations 2-pack. Imperium we'll talk about a little later. We got some Attitude Era guys and some ECW. So Headbangers, Justin, you thrilled to do the Mattel Creations tag team 2-packs or what?
I am all in on this. That it's about time that they started offering something like this on Mattel Creations. I believe I talked to Steve a couple years ago, and he said that they likely wouldn't just do an Elite, if they could release it out, and because they could just get it, almost anybody in the line, he said. But you could see that they're taking the route here and going, direct to consumer, and I'm all for it. It was so easy to order that Punk. If it's going to be this easy with the Headbangers, the Dudleys, Imperium, whatever, I'm all in.
I know firsthand. I work for the biggest in the world global company, and all these huge global companies, they want to go direct to consumer, cut out the middleman, get more of the profits for themselves. And Mattel Creations seems like they've been doing it, but they're doing it a lot more. And I think we're going to see more and more off Mattel Creations. We're going to see Jazzwares Vault. We're going to see Hasbro Pulse. It's going to be more and more of that stuff. They still need Amazon, Walmart, and Target, but I think as consumers change, things change, you're going to see more and more direct-to-consumer stuff.
And while you're at it, you're an ECW guy. Talk about the Dudleys here.
I love the Dudleys. I love the Headbangers. Day one purchases on both these. Cannot wait for these. Very excited to get these guys finally back in. I mean, we got, what was that? The Vault Dudleys re-release. I mean, didn't really get me crazy because I already feel like I have them. Yeah, you can make them a little bit different, but this is what I really want. I'm not sure if this is technically going to be ECW or just like debut WWE. I guess it could technically maybe work both ways, I guess.
Alex, you excited about the tag packs, and then no Velcro on these shirts, right?
Yeah, I'm all in on these. Everyone hit the nail on the head. I feel like we've been really waiting for Mattel Creations to kind of like ramp up and start giving us more. We got the Coliseum collections. We've been getting those made to order, but now with these tag team 2-packs, it'll cut out that middleman. It'll save you that time of going store to store and not finding what you want. Headbangers, I think, are a perfect candidate of guys who may not sell super great at retail, where the hardcore collector can order them. They look so goddamn perfect to me. Like I was over the moon when I saw these. We knew they were coming. We heard they signed a Legends deal, and to finally see these two figures here, just 100% day one cop for me. Dudley's, absolutely love them. I feel like this is the look we all wanted. They had a cup of coffee with WWE. Their deal expired, and we kind of just got modern day Dudley's at the time. So I'm so happy that we're actually getting some flashback ones now too.
Agreed. And then more ECW action. Justin, the Sandman, we got 2 looks there. This man, that accessory looks great, doesn't it?
I love this. It wasn't the Sandman that I was expecting, but it's the Sandman that I'll take. I thought we'd get the WWE ECW with the black shirt, black pants, but I love this. This is great. Give me all the vintage ECW you can. Although I'm not sure about the USA. That might be a little too far for me.
I respect it, but I never liked it.
Right.
And it's funny as it was one of the unsung Jazz Class Superstars figures back in the day that did not get released, that was shown at one time. So it's kind of like finally seeing that one through after all these years.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's cool. They look great. I'm definitely going to grab both. I really like the look of them, man.
First time in the line, barbed wire.
Yeah. Beer cans, just needs a cigarette, man.
Well, Alex, I'm not surprised you're grabbing this one because we got our jackets on. It's Cody time, American Nightmare. I'll stick with you here. Were you surprised to see this announcing Cody Rhodes?
Yeah, I actually was. I thought this would be the Royal Rumble gear, and you know what? I guess we're getting that in the next Elite set, but I'll take it. I mean, I'm all for suited Codys. I bought that basic, which this is going to happily replace on my shelf. I mean, it's nice. I feel like this is something long overdue. You know, Jazzers did do that suited Cody, and it's yes, we're getting him in Elite form. He looks pretty good. Elite, and they threw in some extra accessories to kind of plus it up. You get the chair and the headset with the microphone. So I'm all in, man. Give me all the Codys. I will be grabbing them all.
This be great for customizers too, but I'm guessing the tattoo will hurt that a little bit unless you want to paint it up.
No nail polish remover won't hurt, man.
Yeah.
And there's no shot of it here, Justin, but I did watch My Damn Toys video, and it showed like the tattoo is on the shirt, but it could have just been a rushed paint sample for, WrestleMania weekend.
That's just Brandy's lipstick.
Then we can leave it the way it is.
One thing on that figure, though, is that they didn't use the updated legs. Apparently, they didn't have like the mold done or something. I think somebody said, but I mean, they're the old like T-crotch or whatever it is.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh yeah. Huh.
I got you. I see on the diaper part. But at least I'll give them credit for giving a full leather rolling office chair and this is still a basic price. I mean, an Elite price. So you're not paying a deluxe.
That chair, I think, was with the Raw and SmackDown rings a few years back, wasn't it? I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Pretty sweet deal there to get the chair. And then we got the 111 Cody Kyle Royal Rumble, right?
Yeah, it confused me at first when I saw these. I thought these were the same figures, just one with the coat off and one without. And it took me a while to figure it out.
No, yeah, we got the Ultimate on the right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But, did you get your Ultimate Cody yet? We gonna see a review, Alex or Kyle? We seeing a review this week or coming up?
So I'm waiting. I'm checking the mail every day, man. I'm over the moon for this. This figure is going to sell so well. It's going to be one that I think is going to be hard to find. Cannot wait to have this in hand and do a full review on it. I'm going in depth.
Yeah, and shout out to Ringside. I bought Sammy and KO. We'll talk about those, but this Cody went so fast. I was working, and by the time I was able to get the Cody, and he said, "When I get back from Philadelphia, I'll look into it for you." So shout out to I don't know if I'm getting one, but just for the fact that he thought of me to look and see if he had any stragglers. Big shout out to Ringside Collectibles. But Justin, we excited for this one. Were you able to secure one, or are you doing pre-order, back order route like I would have been?
I am. It was an ordeal, man. I thought I had this ordered. I was working. It's one of those where you have to make sure that you hit all the buttons, and then by the time I went back, and I thought, man, I haven't got my receipt on that yet. It was already on back order, so I was kicking myself. So I did order one on back order. I may have ordered one from some other place that I'm waiting for it to ship from. I won't name them since there's a lot of Ringside love over here because I mean, I had to get my Cody. But
you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. Yeah, it
so
happens.
I got one on back order at Ringside. I've got one coming from somewhere else. So
Yeah.
hopefully it arrives soon. And I've got
Well, that's
KO
why-
and Sammy sitting there waiting to be opened.
Well, Justin, that's why we couldn't have JP on, because then we can't talk about Target, Walmart, Amazon. It's like they post off. It actually is surprising because Ringside started posting almost everything, and then I'd be like, oh man, I didn't see those Legends greatest hits, because there's certain things they just were not going to show. So it's it's nice to freely speak about this, but we should definitely have John back for a Q&A or something like that. Maybe in about a month or so in between the dead seasons. It'd be nice to get some updates on some of this stuff. And there's another look at this, Cody. It's definitely supreme. It's you excited about the change in the jacket, Alex?
Yeah, I love it. I mean, I know that the last Ultimate got a lot of flack because the jacket, the cloth jacket, was just so bulky, and Jazzwares did have the Supreme, which just looked a lot neater. So I'm happy to have this version. I feel like it's going to look cleaner on your display. It won't look like an oversized raincoat. Even though I was not that upset at the other coat, this definitely looks a little better in my opinion. I want to know what you guys think about this weight belt mold, because I've been harping on Steve and Mattel for years to give us a new weight belt, and I don't know. I'm not impressed with what they've given us. I'm curious to see what you guys think of it.
See if I can find it.
From what I've seen, I'm kind of bummed on it too.
Yeah,
I'm
right?
feeling like
here we go.
I like the version that Jazzwares did.
Me too.
Just a better buckle on it and everything.
I feel like even Jax did a better job. If you look at those classic superstars, Hollywood Hogan's, in fact, I have one right here in front of me, and it's just like, this is perfect. It fits on him nicely. It's got a buckle. Like, why couldn't we get this? Why do we have something with, like, I don't know, a little pin sticking out on the front, man? It's just not going to look nice for figure photography. I feel like if Jax can do it all those years ago, like, why is Mattel struggling with this? We waited so long to get a new weight belt mold, and I don't know, I'm just disappointed. I don't know. It might be nitpicking, but I don't know. I just feel like they could have done a better job.
Cool. Before we move on to the next section, because I want to time this out right, Kyle, how much longer do you have with us?
I've got an hour and 14 minutes.
Whoa! Yeah, by then I think, or we're getting close to it. So, all right, I guess. And then Alex, you good for a little bit? Are you good for an hour and 15? All right, then we'll be done the show hopefully around then. You guys will be here complete. Cool, awesome. All right, it's Judgment Day time. We're like I said, we're hopping around. We've got the 110 Rhea Ripley and 111 Finn Balor. The gritty face on Balor, Alex, how you feeling about that one? It's a little bit different than what we're used to from Finn.
Yeah, I like the attire. I don't know how I feel about the head sculpt. I feel like his last Judgment Day Elite was a little better, simpler of a head, but the gear does look nice. I do like that they went with a different color for the shoe mold, and it pops a little more with the black and white instead of just all black.
Mm-hmm. And then while you're here, Rhea, how you feeling about her?
I love Rhea. I feel like she is so over, and I feel like this potentially could be one of the best female figures we've ever gotten in a wrestling line. I mean, she's got the bigger, kind of wider back, the bigger arms, the white and purple gear just pops so nicely, and I would love to see how they conquer her with the Ultimate Edition, because I feel like she's just such a toyetic character.
I feel like they're always playing catch up on Rhea's figures, though. It's like every time one comes out, it's like it's out of date.
No, you're right, 100%.
She's constantly, elevating her game, reinventing herself always, and that's what makes her the champ. Right? It's like just when you think, all right, it's Becky's turn again, she steps it up another level, and you got to go with what's hot. And actually, we got to pull back because we got a fan comment that I missed here from Caleb Brown. Hey, thanks for joining the show. Great suited Cody, and we'll pull that up. But the suit color is meh. Cody wears more stylish suits than this big and tall discount man one that we got here. Love that he comes with a chair. You guys okay with the suit? We talked about the figure. We like all the accessories. We like his scan. But how about the suit color? It looks a little like blandish gray. I'm kind of agreeing with Caleb here. It's not a deal breaker. I'm not going to paint it. I'm still going to buy it, pose it. But Kyle, what are you thinking about the suit?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem with it. I mean, it's bland, but I mean, he's worn stuff like this too. He's worn good stuff. He's worn all kinds of stuff. So, I mean, they probably said this is the easiest to do budget-wise.
Mm-hmm. And we'll talk about Becky because she's got an excellent figure. All right, let's get back to Judgment Day here. so we can move along. And but any comments on Rhea and Finn? Either Kyle or Justin, you want to step in, or are we good?
Love that Rhea. That's probably going to be one of my favorite figures of the year. I wasn't a big fan of her last Elite. I think this is just such an upgrade. Finn, I think it's a good one. The head, not great, but like you said, you can always swap it.
Yep. And we all got plenty of Finn Balor's. And then we got a new member of the Judgment Day. This isn't exactly, even though it says JD, we don't exactly, it's not exactly a Judgment Day look, but at least it's first time in the line. JD McDonough, of course, Jordan Devlin there. But he's got the swappable hair, Kyle. Guy with long hair. What are you thinking?
Like a young Otis Elite. He's got the swappable hair. All right, well, it's interesting for sure.
Yeah. Again, you said late on Rhea, but now we do get this first time in line. But does it feel late to you, or does the JD on the coat kind of? He does have white. Does it work with Judgment Day or?
Yeah, no, but I mean, you can still. Who's going to stop you? But yeah, the color patterns are just off.
The green's throwing me.
Yeah.
That's the issue. If it was purple, even if it wasn't officially Judgment Day, you had purple or some dark navy or all black and white, it could fit in. But I think, yeah, like you said, the knee pads are really gonna, because you can hide obviously the torso with the jacket. But yeah, it's probably gonna be a pass. They'll make a Judgment Day one and it'll be better. Damian Martinez, Punishment Martinez, right? But he's the new champ. But now we're behind. But I think this is a good one. Alex?
Yeah, I'm excited to get this one. I grabbed the most recent Royal Rumble one in the white, but this is definitely an upgrade. He's getting an ultimate, and he's a champ now. I feel like this is going to be a good seller.
Justin?
Love this one. The only gripe I have is he's got that ultimate that's going to be coming, and I think it's Ultimate Edition 25, the Skeletor attire.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, I'm buying this one, and then I'm going to need to buy the Skeletor attire.
Yeah.
Right. But at least with the Skeletor attire, it's more of a one-off, right? Where it's a special one. It's got and Ozer was thrilled to talk about this because it's one of those crossovers where it's all in-house, baby. I mean, doesn't get any more Mattel than, other than Barbie and Hot Wheels. Master of the Universe is our own. Kyle, you're a big Motu guy. How you feeling about this one?
Yeah, I love it. I just wish he would have wore like a Skeletor mask or something like that to really complete 100%. The look on the entrance. I think that was a miss. I mean, even if he wore it for 2 seconds, he could have done one of those kind of things. I think that would have been really cool.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, this is a must get. But I mean, look, I was watching your coverage, and there's a lot of these newer characters, right? That they're now in the Ultimate line. And Bill addressed it. He didn't come out and address it, but he kind of did it to explain some of these choices. He was like, it just some of these defining entrance moments, WrestleMania 39, of course, WrestleMania 40 next year, like the tooling cost for all these different accessories, it just had to be done in Ultimate, according to Bill McKenna. So, I mean, what's your take on it? Just because, they're new superstars, traditionally Ultimate Edition is the ultimate talent, but now they're kind of, we got Bianca, we got Bobby Lashley, great talents, of course. They're obviously future Hall of Famers, and but now we get Dom, we get Jay, we got Damian Priest. It's like, are they going too far, or does it make sense? They're a business. It's kind of like you're mixed, right? Because they're a business, and if they want to give us that ultimate defining entrance moment, it has to be Ultimate.
Yeah, and if they see things selling, hey, we're going to beat it into the ground until it's not selling anymore. We're not going to take our time with it. So they're ramping it up, making more Ultimates. They're selling. So, too much of a good thing. It's one of those things. And I'm not against it, but when the Ultimates started, we knew we were getting like 4 to maybe 6 a year. It felt really special, felt really cool. I mean, I was Double Up Club member, and now we've snowballed into like 40 Ultimates a year or whatever. So a little blooms off the rose. They're still great figures, but it's not there's no way it's as special as it once was.
Right. Would there have been a medium solution to this, Justin? Like maybe just using that Mattel Creations thing, maybe to get it, like throw on the extra $10, do direct to consumer. Not even, I mean, maybe a $30.99, or I don't know. What could solve this without having to just do, like you said, 1 million Ultimates a year?
I would love to see one of these companies do like G.I. Joe, the Hasbro team used to do with the G.I. Joe figure subscription club. You got 2 figures every single month. If you signed up for the entire year, you got 2 bonus figures at the end of the year. I would love it if they did that. Hey, Ultimate Editions, there's one a month, and you can buy the whole year ahead of time. And if you do that, you get the bonus one at the end of the year. I think one of these companies should get back to that model. I think it would really resonate. And it'd be something cool to say every month I got a new Ultimate coming.
I'd be all in on that. I think my issue with the Ultimates, and I think Kyle might be there too, is like some of these attire choices just aren't quite there. I mean, the Bobby Lashley that they put out, the McDonald's version, just there's just better looks that they could do, a little more iconic looks, and I think that's what and that's maybe a me problem. Is I was ascribing this on the Ultimate Editions with that they were going to be this higher level, and then you get like the Jey Uso that it's like the start of his singles run, but he hasn't really hit his stride. This Dominic though, love this Dominic. Yeah. I think that's the perfect place for something like that. It was a big moment. He's wrestling his dad, so I feel it there, but it's just kind of become a little hit or miss for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like we were in a funny place with Ultimates because originally we were getting like 2 per set, right? And then people are saying we want more Ultimates. And I'm an Ultimate completist. I buy all of them, even though there's some characters I care for. But now I feel like we're stretching a little bit. We're moving from 2 to 3, and there's a lot of guys that maybe I wouldn't want as an Ultimate in my collection. But then there was also a lot of complaints for people saying, hey, we're not getting current guys. We're getting a lot of legends. So this gives an opportunity where now they can appeal to the masses. Hey, we're going to maybe throw a legend in here, maybe get 2 current guys, or maybe a wave with 3 current guys. So I think it's more of a business tactic to say, hey, we can get more out and we can appeal to more people. But as a collector, I'm like, it's getting to be like, do I really need an Ultimate of this version or that version? Do I need the Elite now? So to me, space is very important. I stress so much about running out of room. So I'm constantly shuffling things in and out. I feel like by adding another Ultimate to collect these waves, it just puts more stress on myself, man.
Well, then, Alex, will keep you here. So we got, obviously, this is the iconic Dominic. Came out in the cuffs, which we're getting. Obviously, now WrestleMania 39. Bill said he wasn't sure in an interview, but then they showed him out on the floor. But then we got this Elite Dominic, right, with different look. He's more like a La Raza, kind of a ode to Conan and whatnot. But then, then you get this one. They're 2 completely different looks, in my opinion. You're getting the Rey mask, but this moment was pretty iconic for a young heel Dominic, who's now become the biggest heel. Even The Rock's getting cheered last night. We saw, and we'll talk about the final boss later on, but he's still got a lot of heat. But is it too early for this Ultimate?
I don't think so. I think when he came out of that ambulance last year, I was in the crowd and I was hyped as hell. I was like, wow, that was just an amazing entrance. And if you're going to give him an Ultimate, without a doubt in his career now, this is the one to go with. So I'm hyped for this one. The Elite is nice. I don't have any complaints about it. I mean, I do like the soft good shirt he's coming with. But, he's a big heel right now, so it makes sense why they're pumping out more figures. But that Ultimate is spot on phenomenal.
Yeah, Justin, you agree?
Do
we need both of these looks? I'm just going to say I think so.
Yeah. I mean, this look is right after, his first like heel look, and it came pretty quickly, and I get it. He's going to move some items. So I totally get that, and you do get some cool accessories, but I'm going to have to pick and choose, like once this comes out, maybe I take some of the accessories, sell off the figure, and then, I'm saving, or, I'll buy the Ultimate and keep one Elite, one Ultimate. And, I love the masthead though. The masthead is just, that's probably how I'm going to display that figure.
Yep. And I know of a masked head that Kyle is going to love, and it was in the same match, and it's Rey Mysterio. We talked about having too many Rey Mysterios, but we did talk about Lucha Lowrider. We can complete the whole look. They didn't have to go above cost with the Lucha Lowrider because we can get both. But here's that mask. It's obviously an ode to one of our favorites of all time. Talk about this, Rey, and your feelings on it.
Yeah, the Great Muta Ray head sculpt. That's what I'm here for this. I love that we're gonna new head. I love the Great Muta tribute. Just all around a great figure. This is probably the most excited I've been for a Ray figure in quite some time. So I'm pretty pumped to get this one.
Yep. It's very iconic. Same match. So we can't say no to Dom, who's got the mat, he's got the cuffs. He came out the ambulance, like Alex says. He's got the Ray mask. And we can't, you kind of need both.
Yeah.
Right. So, and maybe it's just the problem is the wave of 3 instead of 2. Maybe it's not about current superstars. Maybe just getting 3 ultimates per wave is the issue instead of expecting all legends. Right.
Well, I agree. Yeah. I mean, I was pretty vocal about it. I felt like 3 was too many in a wave. I just felt like it was just, it feels like a weird number. It feels like it should be 2 or 4.
Yeah.
And I think with ultimates, keep them special, keep them at 2. And I think they could have gotten around that. Just release, the next set a little sooner and then grab one from each of the set and meet in the middle. And at that more expensive price point, I think that's part of the reason too.
Mm-hmm. I got you. But yeah, this one of all the Rays that we've been getting lately, other than maybe, like we didn't get the shiny pants on the Amazon one, but I am a fan of the look and, the pull and the mask. But this is a must get Ray if you're going to get one for sure with the Muta stuff. So let's talk Great Muta. This was clearly the main event of main events. We'll have a tango with Alex in the squared circle later about another iconic superstar. But man, Great Muta is that this was the one. We've talked to Bill a million times, or we wondered, he's been asked a million times. I've had personal conversations with him. I met Bill in Japan and Tokyo when I was able to go to Tokyo Dome right before the world turned itself upside down. So we were able to check out, all Japan museums and kind of reflect on Muta. It's where I bought this shirt that I got on right here. So Muta just means a lot to me, and I know it means a lot to you, Kyle. We'll talk with the boys about this, but give us your first reaction when you saw this digital render, and did you scream in the house?
Whoa. I said, whoa. And I wish it was more than just a render. I wish there was some color here because color adds so much to it. It feels,
I know.
I can see people saying, oh, this looks so plain and stuff, but I mean, it's going to pop once you get the colors on it for sure. And then the effect piece on the mouth. I mean, about time we get that. I'm torn. I think I need 3 of these. It's just absolutely wild. But
yeah.
Muta was I was an early wrestling fan when he first broke on the scene, and I didn't understand everything. I was just a very little kid, but there was something about him from the get-go. I mean, he didn't even talk because obviously he didn't even know English, but Gary Hart was a threat he had with him, and there was just something about him that was captivating. Then years later, you realize, wow, he was doing moves that nobody else was doing at the time. Obviously, the face paint never hurts in my book. Just an absolute game changer of performer, and so cool to get this one. Now I wish I didn't pre-order. Was that like a Figure Arts or whatever one like a couple months ago? Bandai. Yeah. I kind of regret ordering that now that I got this coming, but we'll see. We'll see if there's any fuss. Yeah, we're ready to go.
I got your back, Kyle. And what's funny is I think I'm fiending for the Ultimate one so much that I'm like, should I pay $80 for this because I just want a Muta figure more? I bet you that Ultimate is like selling this one in some crazy way. It's like the people are like, this looks like crap. I'll wait for Ultimate. Now that the Ultimate's out, I'm like, I just need a Muta. Like right now, plastic form. I don't even care if it's got pins and whatever. It's like now this one doesn't look as bad to me, even though the Ultimate is far superior. I'm like, maybe I need both. And then you can do the.
It's so funny you say that because that Ultimate makes this one look better to me too for some reason. It's like that's what I said. I was like, it looks better than I remembered it. So
well, even though this one is just, it's going to be way better. We know it is, but still, it's like, man, this thing that looked like crap, it's actually decent. It's okay.
Did they say this Muta where it was coming out or anything? Did they give us any of that? Like, is it going to be Mattel Creations?
I got this from your site, Justin. Talk
Ultimate 25.
Is that what it's going to be?
Right? This one.
No, the Bandai one.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I was talking about the Ultimate.
Yeah, it's Ultimate 25.
Tell us both. Tell us both. When do they both come out?
I thought this Muta, the Bandai one, was the summer, right?
Yeah.
25. Let's see. Ultimate Edition 25. We just had 21.
I'm almost surprised the first Muta figure wasn't a Mattel Creations exclusive. I mean, you got 4, or maybe I guess it is. Is it 3 heads with this or 4? I guess it's 3. They're just showing what it can do. I don't know.
I think it's 3. Yeah, I think you're right. And one has that effect piece that plugs into it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't do something special for the first release, make it Mattel Creations, then go from there.
Yeah, for sure. And this is like mainline, right?
Yep.
It's mainline 25. There's no retailer attachment to this. So yeah, I think this is. I agree. Would be more of a Mattel Creations thing for me, right? But maybe if this sells well, then we have the opportunity to get all of these, right? Or business people, is it impossible? To get like, can we only get that 89 Muta, whatever, or is it can we get all this stuff?
It'd be interesting to hear what that contract's like. Does it only affect his time from, NWA, WCW? Is that all they can touch? Can they touch any point of his career? Because then it's a little strange too. It's like, okay, we're getting a more, 5 year ago Muta from, All Japan or whatever. It feels a little strange,
Right.
but I guess no different than getting a UWF Terry Gordy. So I guess it's the same kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, Justin, you want to jump in on some of the possibilities? I knew you had some, real passion for certain looks.
Starcade 89, Future Shock, the white face paint, black pants. Yeah, that's all day, every day. That's what I want.
I think I got you. I think I got you right here.
NWO. That's there it is right there.
Upper
the
right.
NWO
Yep.
Muta too. Let's get that one.
I got you. Future Shock on the right, and then NWO in the middle, but that one on the left is like, holy hell, with the dragon snake serpent kind of popping out of the shoulders.
It's wild. Like when I think of Muta, I mean, he's had so many crazy outfits in Japan that like blow anything else away. But I think Justin and I are in the same boat. It's like we think of the Future Shock, we think of the early stuff, and it's not as famous or not as intricate as those. But boy, just takes you back to childhood.
Yep, it's nostalgia feel. Alex, you got any ties into Great Muta? How you feeling?
Honestly, he's before my time, so I'm not a big Muta guy, but I will say if there's anyone who's going to do him justice, it's Bill McKenna for his love for Japanese wrestling. So I think he's going to push to get whatever crazy toyetic looks that he can. I mean, look at the Shinsuke Nakamura figures. I feel like he's pumped out a few figures that he attires that he didn't wear in WWE, so I can definitely see him kind of pushing the envelope with this figure.
Look at these. This is just insane stuff. You could literally get 20 figures from this guy right away. And Bill wants to do 100 of them. But what's the limit? I mean, I got to come around to you, Kyle, again and say, what's the limit on Muta? We don't know contractually, but if you were to just guess, I hate to put you in that spot, but it's fun. But like, how many Mutas do you really think we'll get? Do you think one and done, unfortunately, or?
I think we'll get more, and it'll be interesting. It almost feels like, to a lesser degree, of the Ali, Mr. T type thing, where they're going to have it for X amount of time, and they're going to get it in every spot they can do. And I'm here for that. I just wonder, though, Mr. T crosses over, Ali crosses over. It's just, I think, especially in America, unless you're a hardcore wrestling fan, you don't know Muta, unfortunately. I mean, most people that knew him from WCW, NWA are probably long out of collecting by now, I would imagine. So
this is the WWE Ultimate Edition figure for AEW fans. So let's be honest, New Japan fans, All Japan fans, fans of indies. It's not going to be for the ones that are, watching wrestling now because of what's going on with the Triple H era. It's going to be for a long time. So that's a very limited audience.
Yeah, and Shinsuke Nakamura, remember that first Ultimate we had of him? I mean, and he was kind of in a Muta position where people knew of him, but he wasn't well known in America quite yet. And that was the one that almost killed the Ultimate Edition line. It stopped the Ultimate Editions. That's why we got Charlotte from Ringside and we got the Rockas at Amazon, because Target said, hey, we're backed up. We can't do it. So I don't know if it would go to that same degree. And face paint always helps sell some product, but I do think they have to be careful, and that's where I could see Mattel Creations really coming in handy with stuff like this. That's why I figured the first one, you go all in on a deluxe Mattel Creations, maybe get a regular Ultimate down the line, you throw a basic in there or a main event, and Sting's not around anymore, because can you imagine a Sting 2-pack or something like that with him? I mean, from back in the day, that would be pretty, or a Terry Funk. How about that one?
On that reveals video with Steve and Bill, they talked about having a roadmap for Muta, and it sounded like a multi-year deal. So
interesting. I totally missed that. Like, that's crazy.
feel like somebody asked too about superstars, and it might have been on the forums, the wrestlingfigs.com forum, and he said that it's not off the table.
Did they answer my question about the Funk Family 3-pack? Was there a possibility? Did that get out there?
They didn't mention anything like that.
Oh,
I think they said that you should go to the Power Town Q&A.
Yeah, there you go. Too many conspiracies over there. They're still hard feelings. Still hard feelings with me and them.
This one might be a hard uniform to get because it's a Xenomorph Queen, so there's some copyright things flying in through there, unless they can work it out. But some of the I think NWO is automatic. We're getting NWO stuff left and right. It's an easy repaint. Shockwave 89. You just maybe Bill knows all this stuff and loves it as much as we do, if not far more. But unless we get the Mattel Creations looks, the direct to consumer, we may not see some of the stuff. And then some of the more elaborate stuff, the tooling is going to cost so much for a figure that isn't, mainstream, doesn't have that mainstream appeal in America, or at least with the WWE audience. See, we don't have to call it WWE Universe anymore. It's great. We can say pro wrestling now. So it feels so good. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's nice to dream, but if anybody else is dreaming alongside us, it's Bill. And that's why we love this stuff. But Great Muta, man. If you just joining us late, rewatch the show for the intro. You're gonna dig the Gary Hart promo. But we were talking about Shinsuke, and we'll stick with Japan. Bill's love for Japan. I don't like the way Nakamura kind of got beat last night, like he was nothing by an NXT guy. I know he's a champ and everything, and I got lots of love for Ilya. Killed it in the Indies, especially with Walter Gunther. But I don't know. Nakamura still has appeal, and this is a great scan. Justin, you excited? Are you getting both the chase as well?
Yeah, I'm a big Nakamura guy. I'm definitely getting both. And like you said, Bill's worked some things in here, and that red attire Nakamura, that's the Muta retirement match, right?
I believe so, yeah.
It all comes
Good
back
call.
to Muta.
Nice segue.
Yeah, I like this one. This is one of those ones too where the chase is going to be hard to figure out. You got to know your hand color, because you'll that's the only way you can tell the difference, I think, is the hands in the package.
Yeah, because if you look, it's pretty much very similar. In the box, I didn't put the other box because it looked exactly the same.
Yeah,
but
the red, you just have to look for the red.
Yep, that's it. But Alex, you a Shinsuke guy or what?
Yeah, no, this figure looks great. I feel like Bill always does him justice. I love the soft goods robe he comes with. The head is spot on, and always love those gesturing hands. So he's gonna look great on display.
Mm-hmm. And we'll stick with you with Kyrie. This excited me. Big Kyrie fan. We only got the one, the Pirate Princess look, right? So now we're getting the Kabuki Warrior look.
Yeah.
And once again, Bill's passion for the Japanese brand. I mean, like I said, I met him going to Tokyo Joshi Pro and Stardom shows, so we know he's got deep rooted love for these characters, and he's going to bring it, like we saw with the Asuka, which is our probably across the board our figure of the year so far in WWE.
Yeah, this figure looks great from the render. You get the umbrella with it, and just hearing Bill's passion talking about this figure, you can tell like it's going to come out great, and this will pair nicely with that Ultimate Asuka on your shelf. I don't know if it's for my collection, to be honest, but it does look great.
And I liked her last Elite a whole lot, the Pirate Princess one. I thought that was a great Elite too. So she's really had some good Elites by the way this one looks.
And Justin, Kyrie Sane.
Love it. Bill's going to do this justice. Like, he's knocked every female Japanese talent out of the park so far. So this is going to be no different.
And I love that, obviously he brings so much success to Mattel with WWE brand that he gets to play, right? Because we know like Nakamura, Kyrie, Muta, they're not the hottest selling figures. They are, like, to us, they're like gods of action figures there, but to the general consumer, they're not Cody and Roman and even Brock, whatever. Yeah. But he gets the new head, new torso, new knee pads, and then like the entrance umbrella. So I love that they're allowing him to, use that tooling cost for figures that he loves. He gets to come home and like it'll sell, but it's not going to sell like John Cena, but they reward him in a way.
Absolutely.
Oh, Justin.
Oh yeah, I mean
Dig it.
I dig all of this. I just want to know when we're gonna get Gary Hart. I just keep thinking about Muta.
Yep, and we got a lot of fans. Yeah, we'll be thinking about Muda for the next 45 minutes as we close here. But we still got a final boss to talk about that isn't KG Muto. So we'll move on. Sticking with Damage Control, of course, she's back to babyface Bailey. But so again, a little behind, but you get that nice soft good shirt with Damage Control, the Japanese insignia and where the kanji there and everything. But this is a really good scan for Bailey, Kyle.
Yeah, I think much needed. I mean, feels kind of like Rhea, just kind of always behind a little bit with Bailey too. So, but this one will good, and this could technically, you take the shirt off, you could kind of fudge this in as a modern Bailey right now, champion Bailey.
No problem there. And then there's another look at all the stuff, and there's without the soft goods shirt. So yeah, it's just without the shirt, and then the shirt could come in handy to give to one of the other gals. So we got a Kyrie or an Asuka or whatever, or Io. And then so these are not the same person. It looks that way, right? But we got Trish and we got Tiffany Stratton. We got the render for Tiffany, who's made waves from NXT, done a pretty good job here, kind of jumping around. We had 109 with Bailey. We got 113 with Stratton, and then 111 with Modern Trish. Justin, how you feeling about any of these ladies?
Hey, I mean, you talked about Mattel and Masters. Well, this is a Barbie Tiffany Stratton. Huge upgrade I'm seeing over the basic main event figure, whatever you want to call it. And then big upgrade for Trish as well. The cowboy Trish that we got, that was a questionable head sculpt to say the least. And I'm digging this modern Trish.
Gotcha. Alex, you want to take a stab on this one?
Yeah, I love Trish. She's my favorite female superstar of all time. So when she came back and doing what she was doing at her age, man, she still looks freaking fantastic. And I was hoping we would get an updated figure of her current run. So I'm happy to have this in hand. And Tiffany Stratton is up on the rise. That basic is pretty hard to come by now. So this is definitely an upgrade over that figure for sure.
Absolutely. And we got the fur on the soft goods looking similar to the Asuka, and then kind of like the Seth Rollins there. So a little spotlight on the women, and the queen of all the women reveals for me is Queen Siryn here. X-Men look, a diehard comic fan, obviously. As we talk about next week, as a segue, next week on A Toy Kind of Mood, we're talking about the new Marvel Legends fan stream. So we're back to normal. You non-wrestling fans, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. But we're getting some X-Men love, and Siryn, I know there's been talks this Rogue and all this stuff. But yeah, the legs are a little different, but she's wrestling, so that could be something there. But it looks very similar to what we got in Siryn. Kyle, you review every figure, Marvel Legends, all this. How you feeling about this look for Becky?
I thought this was Oakland A's tribute gear, actually. I guess I was
yeah,
wrong.
That's what you said.
Shout out Terry Steinbach. Yeah, there you go.
Ricky Henderson, there you go.
Ricky, Dave Parker, Dave Henderson, Bob Welch, Tony La Russa, McGuire.
I got to say Eck, because he was a Red Sox. So
Walt Weiss. I mean, we go down the list, but I like this new head sculpt, I believe, on this one as well, I think. And you get the ladder accessory, and I believe also the chase is this one as well. So I think this is a good one. A really good one, actually.
And there's a look at the chase as well. So if people don't want the X-Men look and just kind of regularly get the knit, the Mockingbird leg sticking with comics right there. So it looks fantastic face sculpt, and a great ode to her. She's a nerd, closet nerd, so likes all that stuff. And her husband.
Speaking of nerds,
her husband,
when he first started wrestling on the independents in Iowa, my buddy is a booker and runs a wrestling promotion for like 30 years now. And I remember I'd go back in the locker room, and I remember the first time I ever met him in person, I said to my buddy that ran the show, I said, "Hey, who's the dork in the corner sitting there reading Harry Potter?" And it was Seth. Reading Harry Potter in the locker room by himself in the corner.
Unbelievable, Mutt. Yeah, he's also quite the nerd when it comes to all the outfits and everything. But this is a less elaborate Seth because it's an Elite. We don't get all the soft goods gear, but it's a nice looking Elite, right? Justin, how you feeling about this? We get another whack at that title as well.
Well, this is first time in the line, right?
Is this the one first time in the line?
Yeah.
Oh no, never mind. That's one with Bray. We'll talk about the Bray homage. That This is his first time in line. We're also getting the belt with that one as well, right?
I don't know if we are. I hope we are.
Okay.
But yeah,
Right.
I
Yeah,
mean,
talk about this one.
love this one. I think that we're getting a little closer on being able to pull off gold. So on the trunks, yeah, like I'm feeling this, Seth. I like it. Give me all the gold attires.
Yeah, this
And
looks
then
great.
there's the look. It doesn't show the belt, but I did hear that it was. I think it was My Damn Toy. So was saying that it was coming with the belt, but maybe you got some inside info because we don't see it on the render, and I don't think he was showcased on the display. But yeah, I mean, how you feeling about the homage, Alex?
I'm loving it. These look great, and it's nice to see that we're actually going to get this Bray Wyatt. I was really excited for it when they canceled it, obviously for unfortunate reasons, but glad to see he's coming back with this figure. One of the lost figures. Remember, this was supposed to be part of that Epic Moments or something. One of those 2 packs.
Hardy, yeah.
Greatest
Yeah,
hits, too,
yes.
right?
Yeah, so I mean, we're getting kind of a better version of that figure, and I hope we're going to be getting a lot more Bray coming down the road for sure.
And we are, because we're getting an Ultimate Edition. Kyle, you talked about too many Ultimate Editions. This was going to be part of that Oscar wave, but this is, they made some innovations with this one, right?
Yeah, I like the glow in the dark. I'm a big glow in the dark and translucent figure fan, so I love that. So I'm definitely buying 2 of these to open up, just display both looks.
Yep. So it's great that we're getting this. It's good timing, with everything with the Hall of Fame, and a lot of love for Bray over the weekend. So definitely good to get him. A guy who he did it. He finally did it. It's Sammy. He's the new Intercontinental Champion. He beat the Ring General Gunther. He did it. And I'm excited because to me, this was the best non-Gunther Drew Sheamus match of WrestleMania 39. It was the main event of night 1, and I was there. My first WrestleMania. So these figures, even if they were terrible, I would get them just because it means a lot to me. But thankfully, I'm hearing in person, these are even nicer. And we're talking about KO Mania, WrestleZania. I'll stick with you, Kyle, right here. How you feeling about these scans?
I love both of these. I did buy the 2 basics of Sammy and Kevin with this gear that just came out recently. Now I'm regretting that. I was like, it'd be cool because I was there. I'll have these, and I didn't assume that we would get ultimates of those at least this soon. But here we are. But both definitely looking good. I know some people complain about KO and the shirt a little bit there, but who's going to have him without the WrestleMania shirt on? I mean, I don't think.
Well, hold on. Look at the right. So initially I was like, how come he has the same shirt? But look, it's the backward shirt that I actually own. It's KO Mania on the right. It's a detail that they should have put on the render on the left.
Yeah.
It's very hard to see, but
it
actually is the backwards. It actually is the backward shirt. So they actually did nail it, but you'd only notice that if you looked at the box. Freaking crazy. Did you guys notice that? I probably just noticed that.
I just noticed that too.
Yeah.
You can see how this says WrestleZania, and then in the box they kept it with Zania, but then why didn't they put the KO Mania on the render so we could actually see it better? But yeah, playing with our emotions, Mattel, it's what you guys do. But Alex, take us through this. What do you think?
I'm going to be on the opposite side of the coin with this. Yeah, I was at this match. I don't know. They just look so bare bones in the box. Like you get just a few hands. There's just so much space in there. I don't know if all that budget went to that Cody figure. I don't know. I'm going to wait to really do a full review on these guys and really give my full thoughts. But just first look at them. I'm not too crazy about them. I don't know. It's just something doesn't feel Ulta to me. It feels like this could have been in just a regular Elite.
Justin, do you agree?
I've got these in the other room and I haven't opened them yet. So I'm kind of reserving judgment until I can actually open them up. But I think that they've struggled with the KO head sculpts, and I'm excited about this one. I wasn't stoked on the last Sammy head that they put out, the Elite. So I'm looking forward to seeing what we got here. Not to be the chest hair guy, but I feel like we're missing some chest hair too.
And we need real fur chest hair. Is what
real
we really
fur.
Need. Come on, it's just done.
Kyle says
don't go halfway here.
No, go full on.
Every time he's here. But look, I thought it was funny that Trey called that Sammy Thor, the Thor face on the right. I thought that was a funny one. But I do love this Kevin Owens look on the left. It's really good, and I think that Sammy's really good too. I think these scans are, I think these Sammy ones are pretty good. I mean, the KO ones are pretty good. The Sammy's good. Yeah, I mean that one in the middle, the Thor one is kind of questionable. But they always have a wacky one with Ultimate
Yeah.
Edition. But the one on the right looks exact. I mean, that one's amazing. That one on that's kind of just stern look. They nailed that one. I think these are really good. These are really good scans. But Justin has them, and he's too lazy to open it for us. But no, mine arrive Thursday, I think, because again, way out in Cali, getting everything late. But shout out to Ringside for sending those out. And then we'll stick with KO. Survivor Series War Game looks right, honorary Oos and Dusty tribute. I know people were saying that T and Y look very similar to each other. Someone did a close up, but I mean, from even here, it doesn't bother me that much. I mean, what do you guys think?
Yeah, Sammy doesn't really get me crazy, but man, that KO looks awesome. I love the Dusty tribute gear. I mean, you could almost, the tattoos ruin it, but you can almost pop a Dusty head on there. I guess it'd be weird Dusty wearing his own shirt, but I don't know.
Probably wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Yeah,
I like
and we just addressed this. That's what I was saying in the what's up, Jason? Thanks for checking us out. Yeah, the shirts are two-sided. So on the package, they showed the KO Mania, but for some reason it was probably an error. I'm just saying it was a printing error, whatever. They just chose to put the wrong, they accidentally put the wrong shirt. I think they put the other side. But I think when you get it on the box, so for those MIB collectors, isn't that right? Men in Box. I'm like MOC, MIB, KEY. Anyway, but yeah, we'll move on from there. And we got the Doink. We'll talk about Doinks because Alex, Steve revealed that we are getting the original Elite heads with the Butch and Luke Bushwhackers.
Yeah, so we will be getting the Doink heads as well as the Bushwhacker heads. They look great. I feel like we haven't had them in the Mattel line for the longest, so well overdue. They're back under a deal, and I'm excited to own both of these figures because I do not actually have any Bushwhacker Elites in my collection.
Yeah, I mean, they had the Elite and the Basic, and both were great figures from back in the day. And this is what I would love to see more out of the Vault and Greatest Hits. Give us, you could have even gave us the old gear from the old Elites, but giving us those extra heads makes it feel special, makes long timers jump back in on it for as well. And I would love to see that more often. I mean, a different head, a second head, something like that to give it just a little tweak. That's all you need. This is a perfect example of how I feel they should do stuff like that.
Right, Justin, because it's perfect. It would please everyone because you get new collectors or collectors that were in the dark for a while, like myself, who weren't into Elite in the kind of in that middle era, and get the figures again. But then the collectors who have it still retain the value because especially if it's in the package and it doesn't have the Doink heads or whatever, it looks a little different. It still is a separate figure. You know what I mean? But you're still getting the same figure and more for the new collector, so they don't have to feel like they want that one unless they're a completionist, right?
Yep. And it's a different attire than the original Legends figures. And I mean, what's it been? 12 years, 14 years since 14. They put those out?
Yeah.
And I had I'll stick with you on the Logan thing. Is this the same as the Ultimate, but just obviously an Elite form factor?
SummerSlam against Ricochet, I think.
Yeah, top picks.
I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, well, this is the top. Yeah, is it top talent or top picks? I keep reading both.
I think it's top picks. I think they were calling them top talents for the longest, and they just kind of gave into top picks. So that's what I go with.
Yeah.
And who is the Build-A-Figure for that Survivor Series wave that we got? I don't think I
Adam
got
Pearce.
that.
Adam Pearce.
That's a rumor, right?
Teddy Long, what's he?
Monday Night Wars Series 2.
Oh, Teddy Long is? That's right.
The referee.
That's right.
Yeah. Good call. Logan Paul bought a box set of expensive Pokey cards but wound up with Impel G.I. Joe collector's cards instead. There we go. Yep, Adam Pearce. Cool. So yeah, they're obviously doing refs and they're doing managers and all that stuff, and officials and all that stuff. So expanding the role play and storytelling in Mattel. So that's what they continue to do. And now someone requested Yeet time, and we talked about the Yeet and the Bloodline. We got Jimmy and Jay looks right here. Kyle, you talked about, oh no, actually it was Justin. You talked about you're skipping the Ultimate Edition. which we see right here, real cheap, because we're behind. We're in the Yeet era now, so it feels like there's no use for the real cheap. It didn't last very long either, so that, maybe at the time, Jay's, he had some big time singles matches, big match, main event, Jey Uso and all that, but that just feels like a distant era now.
Totally does. Yeah, we're in the Yeet times, whether I like it or not.
So,
I totally
give us
I think
your feeling on
I think I'm going to need the Yeet. I think I need the Yeet. That's why I'm skipping on the Ultimate, because it just feels too close to the ringside exclusive. So give me the Yeet. I'll take it, I guess. And I mean, is this not the plainest Jimmy Uso that they could have put out?
It's like the equivalent of the CM Punk Elite return in all black.
Yeah, customizer's dream.
Yeah, a lot of people want to customize that one, I'm sure.
Yeah, and I know this tribal chief 110 Roman was pretty buried at the show. It just didn't move the needle for a lot of people. It didn't change as much as we thought. What are you thinking, Alex, about the Roman?
You know what? This one's going to sell regardless, because it's the first time we're getting that new title. So without a doubt, I think it's already on pre-order too on Ringside. The head sculpt is, to be honest, doesn't look great. Rest of it's kind of your basic Roman Reigns, but that belt is going to be the seller, especially with Cody holding it now. I can definitely see a lot of people picking this up for just that.
Nailed it. The undisputed Universal Championship. Obviously, people are going to want that for all those Codys that we talked about a little bit ago. So you nailed it there. That's the value in there. And honestly, if you go on eBay and you buy a belt that someone makes, it's going to cost you $30-$40 anyway, with shipping from overseas and all that stuff. So might as well buy a figure for $22-$25. So you get the figure. You might not need the figure. You could give it to your nephew or niece and keep the belt and give it a Cody. All right, so we're in Imperium. Oh, go ahead, Justin.
Just disappointment there with 110, I'm going to say. I think a lot of us were hoping that it was going to be the street gear Roman.
Yeah.
And just, it just feels like
the track pants and stuff, and the Jordans and all that. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's one of the reasons I think it went on back order. But it just feels like a rerun.
Yep. Gotcha. All right, cool. Moving on from the Bloodline here to Imperium. Man, what's with that sculpt, Kyle, on the left? What are we looking at? What is that? It's like a horror character.
I'm gonna save my jokes for that one, but yeah, it looks a little rough. I think the middle one's probably the best. That far right one looks weird too. It's like the gritting teeth. I don't know.
It's a chop hand. I think that's the chop face. I mean, the chop face is the one on the right. They're the grit. Like I can see that one with the chop.
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh, I don't know. He doesn't even come
with
the
middle
chop
one's
hands,
amazing though.
Oh, I guess chop hands are. I was gonna say he doesn't come with the chop hands, but they're probably on him. I'm guessing.
Oh, they have to be if it's Gunther, and it's an ultimate. So I'm sure they'll be there. I don't know. I'm sorry about these shots. I try to condense things, but yeah, actually, I don't think they were displayed. Those chop hands where you just got the mic holding and the fist. We'll definitely get chops with Gunther, but that middle face sculpt is, that's a good Gunther.
Yeah, that's the one.
Cool. And then he's got his buddies. We talked about tag team 2-packs earlier in the show. Mattel Creations is the same thing. This is smart. They're kind of part of a faction. They're known. I think they would probably be peg warming, right? If they were at Target or Walmart, to be honest. They're a good team, good matches every week, but they're not like, I gotta get those Imperium. I got to get those Imperium tag guys. I got to run to Target and line up at 7 a.m. before they scalp them. Like, that's not going to happen. So I think Mattel Creations with a 2-pack was a brilliant move. What do you think about that? Anybody jump in?
Yeah, it's interesting. The tag teams, Headbangers, Dudley Boys, Imperium. It's like one feels a little bit off to the others, but I guess they want to give some new love and some new flair. And I'm happy we're getting elites, because you're right. I don't think they'd set the world on fire if they were in 111 or something like that. I don't think they would. I did just pick up the 2 basics or main events, whatever we're going to call them now, of those 2. And it kind of feels like, I wish I didn't get those. Kind of like the KO Sammy thing. It's like, oh, now we're getting these and I just got those. But I tell you, out of the Walmarts I've seen, there's 2 of them that have had basic 146. The Giovanni Vinci's the peg warmer of the bunch, which is, I guess, not surprising. So I think it makes sense.
Yep. Saw him hanging in Grimes.
Yeah.
The chop hands were behind his back. There you go. Thanks, Jason. Appreciate that. Good looking out there. All right, we're gonna go into a speed round, and then we got a main event coming up, so we'll get right into it. And all right, I'm just gonna point someone. You say a few words, and we're gonna move on. Justin, Pretty Deadly.
Awesome. This is just beautiful.
Cool. Kyle, Bruno.
Yeah, I'm here for Bruno. It's been a long time and needed to get that re-released. I know some people complaining no belt, but what are you going to do? But I'm glad once again they gave him green trunks instead of just the blue we got last time. So definitely different. And some people will be buying this, I think, to pull the head off and make commentator Bruno Sammartino too.
Smart. Okay, cool. Pete Dunne and Alex Theory. Am I saying that right? Austin Theory. Yeah, I hate this guy. He sucks. But he's a new tag team champion with that Australian crazy guy. Alex, talk about these two quickly.
Yeah, Pete Dunne looks great. I mean, I feel like it's been a while since we got an elite version of him. I do like the soft goods kind of shirt he comes with and the paddle, and there's a chase variation. Austin Theory to me looks awesome. That looks like a new chest. I don't know, like a new torso mold.
It is.
Yeah, it looks great. I love the head sculpt with the full beard. I mean, he just looks phenomenal. I mean, it's definitely a huge upgrade over the last elite that we got.
Yeah, this definitely. Oh yeah, with that like kind of weird
God.
looking face. So yeah, and yeah, Grayson Waller. Sorry, I'm trying to rush through the show, so I'm just saying things. But yeah, great point. So look, here's the point. This is Elite 110. These four, and they join Rhea and Roman, which we just spoke about on the show. Now Elite 111, Ricochet, Justin, go. The soft goods.
Yeah, soft goods vest, but Johnny Gargano syndrome boots. So mixed bag there.
Yep. So this was his look at SummerSlam, a little Bills Mafia going on there. I'll stick with you, Justin, on this because we got this tag team two different ways, 111 and we got a 112 elite Ricky Starks on the left. So he's already made the turn. You know, before they even made his debut, before Cody brings him on, we get the figure. But no, I guess that's Stax Lorenzo. I don't even watch NXT, but yeah, you do. So go ahead.
Stax is screaming one per case to me, but I love the fit on Tony D'Angelo. Like he just got the championship match with Dragunov, so good timing on that. And you know, you can fit some. At least we can see that they can make a track jacket. So like, let's get that Roman going.
Yeah. Gotcha. And so yeah, these two join. Let's see, Ricochet and Tony join Cody, Finn, Trish, and the Sandman for Elite 111. And that's all that news is thanks to wrestlingfigurenews.com. So go check it out. All right, next up, we got 112 Xavier Woods, who joins Bray Wyatt, Seth, JD, and Becky. Kyle, thoughts on either of these two? I know we got 115 R-Truth there as well.
Yeah, Woods always feels weird to me when there's no Kofi or Big E in the line. It feels weird whenever we get New Day by themselves. So it just feels kind of random when he's alone. So I don't know. Maybe that's just me. And then R-Truth, I'm here for all of R-Truth figures. I've been an R-Truth fan forever. I remember I used to joke with my buddies about when he was smoking, come out smoking that one time. And I was like, oh, he's going to be world champion. And then he went to like feud with Cena for a little bit. So I'm here for more R-Truths for sure.
Got it. Perfect. And yeah, definitely R-Truth hasn't been this hot in a long time right now. Obviously, current and new champs with Miz on Raw. And so yeah, he's just obviously tagging with Cena last night in the 6-man. It's just he's on fire. And they definitely need an R-Truth elite in the collection. And now we're gonna go into best of Ultimate Editions. And Alex, how you feeling about the Batista? You talked about Batista earlier. It's a kind of a remake with just the blue tights, right?
Yeah, so they repainted the trunks to blue versus the white. I mean, I can appreciate they did something different. And this goes back to the notion we were talking about before. Is it just too many greatest hits? Did we really need this figure in our collection? I don't know. I'll grab one of them. It doesn't. It's a great figure. I'll be honest with you, but I don't know how much meat on the bone.
It just came out, right? I mean, we were just a year and a half. Yeah. I mean, this is nuts. Yeah.
Rock. I can see why they released it. This really didn't hit quite a wide release. So, but we just got that Target Legends Rock not too long ago. That's an awesome figure. I'm assuming this is going to have the updated torso with the butterfly joint. So, going to be another excuse for people who have the original to buy the new one.
It does, yeah. And then, Justin, are we getting the Red Bull on this one instead of the original light blue? I thought I heard that.
That'd be my guess. I mean, I don't know that it was 100% confirmed, but yeah, that would make the most sense. They essentially have just re-released the Target exclusive, you know, but changed up the logo colors.
Yep. Gotcha there.
And the Brahma Bull shirt. So
yeah, with the blue this time, the Amazon look. Yep. Yeah. So all right, cool. We got that. And then we got Carlito coming in here. I don't know, anybody could just talk about this.
It's funny, I'm excited for this one, but I'm more excited for the Ruthless Aggression era ones that are hopefully to come in the future. I mean, this is good to have, but I don't know if it needed a chase necessarily, but I'm excited for the future of a younger version of Carlito. I think will be pretty fun.
Justin?
I'm with you. And then that hand is specially sculpted too, the apple holding hand. So that's just something that's out there for once we do get that Ruthless Aggression Carlito.
Crazy that we got a first time elite Carlito after all these years, right? So
yeah, I got his basic right over here. That's all he ever got. Him and like Tommy Dreamer were early guys that never got the elites but got basics.
Wild. So he joins Tiffany Stratton, who we talked about earlier there, and then 114 was obviously the Usos, and so now we're getting into Alex West territory. Made an awesome post. We were all and I'll get you. Here we go. The final boss.
The final boss is here, and I am so stoked to have that figure come out, man. This is going to stand on my shelf until we get that elite coming out, but I cannot wait for an ultimate, obviously from WrestleMania. Give me that track jacket. Give me all the goodies. Give me the belt, man. That tennis necklace. I'm all for the final boss. I'm loving everything about this Rock character.
Yeah, you broke it down perfectly, but obviously we're gonna get the elite first, which is good. We're not getting a main event first, so that's a good step. But how soon are we gonna get? I'll stick with you, Alex, right now. How soon are we gonna get this ultimate final boss?
Well, let's put it this way: that Cody from WrestleMania 39 is just coming out now, so it's probably going to be a year. I would assume so. And you know what? Hopefully, when it comes out, they do it justice and give us everything we need. We need that screaming head sculpt when he took that spear, man. That would be perfect and put it down, man.
That popped me for sure. Yeah. Justin, how you feeling about this breakdown? And do you think they would do anything differently than what Alex has laid out here?
It's hard to know at this point, but I love what Alex has done. I told Alex this when we did the podcast. I see you do some of this stuff, and then I have to go spend money, and I'm probably going to have to go buy the Superstars figure to get that vest, and that's how it goes.
Shout out to Mitch. He says Alex West and my boy Kyle Peterson on the same show. Yes, sir, Mitch Wooten. Thanks for checking us out. And we've been going on for nearly 3 hours. So if you're just joining us now, catch the replay for sure. Kyle, you got to say on this, Rock?
Yeah, I'm here for it. You know, it's weird. Like I was never the biggest Rock fan back in the day either. I just never was for whatever reason. But this incarnation of the Rock is my favorite version of the Rock ever, which is absolutely wild. So I love the more edgy cussing every 2 seconds. I absolutely love that. So I'm here for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Before we go, I gotta ask this question. I mean, it was WrestleMania 40. It was a lot of fun. We saw a lot of different looks, and I feel so bad sometimes for Bill and Steve. It's like, let them enjoy the wrestling. They're like, oh, we need this, we need that, we need that. And I would comment like, hey, I'm glad you're having a good time. You work so hard, you deserve this. While everyone's like, give us this, give us that. So look, but what looks now that it's been a day and they can breathe, what looks do we want to see from WrestleMania 40? Justin, I'll go to you first. Do you have any in particular that really stand out? I may have a picture of it.
Final boss Rock from the main event on Sunday, and Cody
this
as
one,
well.
The Funko. You just go get the Funko Pop. You don't need to wait for an ultimate. You got it right there. Fanatics, baby.
And then we got to have that Cody. Got to get that mask. Let's put up the Mattel Creations made to order thing like maybe next week. Let's get it going.
Let's get that brandy while we're at it.
I was just thinking
2-pack. Let's go.
Comment of the night. Make it a 2-pack Mattel Creations with brandy. With the DIJ face scan and body scan and all that stuff. Yeah, we got to get this. Give us all the Codys. This mask though is like, man, I was thinking like Better A Bill 4. Like it's wild. What do you think of Kyle? This mask in particular.
Little skeleton. I mean, Cody's a big Masters of the Universe guy. That's where I first met Cody, and I helped him with his Motu collection. That's how we became friendly. So maybe it's a
Friend of
little
the channel, friend of the channel.
Yeah,
That's what you always think.
Cody.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So yeah,
a little
no,
Skeletor action,
nailed it.
maybe.
While you're at it, other than Final Boss and Cody, you got any entrances, any looks that you want to see from 40?
Rhea would be good. She looked pretty toyetic, man, with her gear she came out with. So I would go Rhea.
Yeah.
Rhea was a good one. Yep.
I'm trying to think. Nothing else stands out real quick. I think we hit the heaviest hitters. I'm trying to think anybody in that ladder tag match that stole the show
Wait,
at all. I don't think
how you gonna forget old man hoodie Taker though? I mean, come on.
Why not? I'm sure they will eventually. I'm sure.
I mean, we gotta get that. He colored his beard. We gotta get that Taker.
If they would do that that'd be a perfect main event figure, basic figure.
Yeah,
I'd be cool with that. That'd be cool.
You're not wrong. Like $12.99 or something like that.
Don't make it an elite, but it'd be a cool old Easter egg in the main event line.
Yeah. You're not wrong. Did you have any others in mind, guys?
I mean, Seth on 2 nights. I mean, I don't know if that's going to be easy to capture Seth Rollins.
Wait, can you say that again? Which one?
I said Seth Rollins gear for both nights look pretty good. I don't know if you can capture his entrance gear coming out, but always over the top as usual. I mean, even Becky, she looked like Mrs. Claus with that freaking vest she came out with.
I wouldn't mind it. It's pretty lame, but a CM Punk in a suit, I could see that coming down the line too. Just like Cody, we're getting him in a suit. I could see CM Punk in a suit in the future too, with the little arm brace on or tricep brace.
I'm here for that. Yeah, absolutely.
We got a comment on Punk actually earlier, and I think he meant Negan. He said, "Why does CM Punk look like Megan?" But Negan from Walking Dead. But he looked like Nigel McGuinness in that suit. I mean, I was like, we got a Nigel McGuinness CM Punk, and those are also good guesses. The other one I got here, the picture is Bayley. Yeah. I thought Bayley's outfit was really good. And obviously it's a big moment, defining moment, probably an ultimate edition now, right? So I think that would be a good one. It's got some wings and everything. Like she had her hair in a specific, it's a new mold for a new head sculpt.
I can see that as an ultimate edition in the future. I can see them doing that.
Build your own boys.
I think we're all clear. Let's just get to we got a couple fan comments before we get going. Let's see what we got here. A lot of comments here now. That's an easy print money 2-pack. I think he was talking about the Cody, the Rhodes family there. Sorry, I missed it. When does Final Boss go up? Oh, okay. As far as the elite, Justin, you get any word?
I don't have any word.
That'd be a while.
I mean, yeah,
115. Yeah, right. Yeah, 115 with R-Truth.
We're only on pre-orders for 110, so we got a ways to go.
Yep.
Into summer, maybe at earliest.
Yes, Kyle, when you brandy in the line, a DX inspired DIY tag set. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Bubba and Ref uniform. Here you go. We got the Dudleys back. So
see, stuff like that I would love to see in the main event. I would love to see that stuff, main event line.
It's a great place for it.
Alex West, love your channel and that awesome Rock Final Boss custom, man.
Appreciate it, John, man.
Ron Jeremy in the house.
Oh, good to see him from prison. From prison.
Yeah. Good friend of the show.
Yeah,
wow, good friend of the show.
you celebrities, you actors, hobnobbing together. You two.
Oh,
not enough.
Watching in the library.
Not enough yeet on this show. We got a couple more here. Did anyone ever make the Women of Glow?
Nope.
And that's a no.
Nope.
No, talk to Zombie Sailor. Maybe we can get them to go along with Abdullah the Butcher and King Kong Bundy and Brian Pillman and Jeff Jarrett.
That Abdullah the Butcher might have been the show for me for the weekend. The best figure. I mean, it's a deep cut we haven't got forever. I mean, just an amazing looking figure.
How do we not have an Ultimate Natty yet? She holds a world record for most matches ever by a female and a second-gen talent. I just think it's a once. She's not pushed on TV. She's only pushed to an extent. She's more of like the what's his name? It's like a company. She's a company woman, right? Yeah. Doing all the right things for the company. Like who's the guy I'm thinking of that does all that company stuff?
Titus O'Neil.
Titus O'Neil. You nailed it. She's a Titus O'Neil. You know,
I
had
feel
her
bad
moment.
for her. She's on Raw
Yeah.
one day, then SmackDown, then
Yeah.
NXT. She's a good guy, then she's a bad guy. She's all over the place. Oh, Ron Jeremy from jail.
We're used to a lot of our audience watching behind bars. I mean, we had Dominic Mysterio watching behind bars before. We tried to get him on as a guest, but the Wi-Fi in that cell just didn't really work out too well. So we couldn't get Dirty Dom on the show. But I got to thank these guys. We did it all under 3 hours. You stayed the whole time. Really means a lot to me. It was fun talking about wrestling figures. We don't do a whole lot of wrestling figure coverage on the Your Toy Kind of Mood. So it really means a lot. So we'll give some shout outs. We got to say congratulations, Kyle, for 40K, hitting 40K. It's an amazing, well-deserved accomplishment, as well as a best-selling author, beat Becky Lynch by 3 days.
Sorry,
not
Becky.
1 day, not 2 days, 3 days, 3 days, 3 days, 3 days. Kyle, thanks so much. And you could follow Kyle Peterson on his YouTube and Instagram and all that fun stuff, right? Kyle, take us home with your socials.
Yeah. Let's see. _Kyle_Peterson on Threads and Instagram, and then Sir Paul 64 over on the X, and YouTube. Yep. Kyle Peterson. So there you go. In the book, Amazon, Barnes and Noble. Pick your poison.
We got the lack of UE Ultimate Edition women's figs was very shocking. I think it's just a business thing. I got Bianca out there. I got her half off at Mattel. That's just the way it is. You know what I mean?
And the thing about the women's, I mean, there's a lot of hubbub going about that right now. I mean, I don't think anybody hates women's wrestling figures, but Mattel, I always feel bad for Mattel because they get beat up all the time, but they can only do what WWE tells them to do or allows them to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then on top of that, you think of how many men there are to women on the roster and how much women are shown to men. I mean, that's just kind of the breakdown there.
Mm-hmm. Loving the love that we're getting here. Brian Bless, Fury Fletcher, thanks so much. Great show, boy. I love Kyle's shows. My dude Sabir, what's up, man? Peace, everyone. He was working out The Rock, the final boss. We were talking about The Rock figures while he was pumping the iron with good old Dwayne. But Alex, bro, this was great. A debut on A Toy Kind of Mood. Hopefully to many more. It was great having you on. You were excellent, and I'm glad we got to collaborate, man.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, man. I'm a big fan of your show. Always caught a lot of your interviews, so it's nice to be here.
Appreciate that, man. Yeah, pumping out the reviews like a champ. Getting there nice and early. And you can also check out Alex West Collects. You're not on the X, right? You're just on the.
I am, but I don't really use it. You can find me on YouTube at Alex West Collects. I'm on Instagram with the same handle, and I am also on TikTok at Alex West Collects.
There you go. TikTok, Alex West. Yeah, I don't use TikTok, so that's why there's no image there. I know, but we actually have A Toy Kind of Mood on TikTok. If you use TikTok, Bobby runs that. So shout out to Bobby and all the boys. And then we're getting into wrestling figure news, just the hub. I don't know how I would ever put these shows together unless I just had to go down Ringside socials all day. It's much easier to go on wrestling figure news and get all this. And then you also, what I love is not just about pictures. You say, this is 111 and it has a new torso or this is from Survive. That's the thing. Ringside has the picture and it says new figure, buy it now, pre-order, whatever. But you actually say Royal Rumble 85, or, you actually have all this information that I just steal for my notes. So thank you so much, Justin. Always a blast. Just even talking to you on the phone, man. You're a great guy. Thank you.
Absolutely. Always a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me. You can check us out at wrestlingfigurenews.com and also the podcast, Wrestling Figure News. I try and keep it simple.
Yeah. And this will be audio. I mean, I don't know how you're going to do it. It's 3 hours, but
it's going to be a marathon.
But yeah, it'll be cool if you want to hear the audio. You're just joining us late, right? Joining us late, and you got to go on a nice commute tomorrow. Or not tomorrow. I don't expect you to edit this tonight, but when is this going to go up in audio form? Actually, that's a good question.
As soon as you get me the files, I'll probably get to work, but probably not tonight. I might have to see if my kid's still awake.
Yeah. No, take it easy tonight. Enjoy yourself, and we'll see this in audio form. So I really appreciate that, getting the word out for A Toy Kind of Mood and Kyle and Alex's stuff in audio form on Spotify. That's always fun. And then you're pumping out the info. Last time we talked to you, I think you had 16 followers, and now you got almost 2. No, you didn't have 16, but you raced right by us, man. you're blowing up on the IG, bro.
Yeah, I've been a little more active over there. So I've tried to post some figure photography stuff, comparisons, just, I buy a lot of wrestling toys, as you can imagine. So might as well take some figure photos and comparisons and stuff. Some pages out of some other folks here that do it way better than I do. But yeah.
Are you going to go to the Revolver show in June?
I haven't looked. When is it?
22nd. I think Cardona's coming back.
Is he?
I think so. He's on the poster at least.
We might have to meet up again in person.
Yeah.
Do that Mega Powers handshake.
There you go.
All these people getting off work. Hey, what's up? It's like, man, you just missed 3 hours of some good final reveal time. I got to thank you guys enough. We're going to get Kyle out of here. It was under 3 hours. A freaking miracle to cover 4 days plus of wrestling talk, and we talked G.I. Joe, and we talked a little bit about Mania. It was amazing. You guys all rock and brought the heat. So thank you again. And Kyle, I didn't forget last time we did this, we had shout out to our good friend Trey, My Damn Toys on, and you said we just need to do a show where we don't have any freaking agenda. Well, we can't do that after WrestleMania weekend, but I'm thinking we'll find a dead spot and we'll bring Alex on, maybe Fig Heel. We'll just get an all-star Royal Rumble and there'll be just talk, hang out, and whatever comes to our mind. We don't have to go through a presentation or anything. I think that would be a great idea. I think that would be a lot of fun if you guys are all up for it.
Yeah, I'd be down.
Totally.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
We could talk about Rio the whole time. It'd be great.
Yeah. Just talk about how much
Rio
we hate this. Yeah. Rio. I don't mind.
Are we down to 3?
Jeremy and I did an interview together, and I put him on the spot about Rio. Where are we getting another Rio in blue?
How many we have around
I
here?
got into it with about the pinless joints with him a little bit too, so that was interesting.
Oh man, that's some real heat, brother. All right, I gotta let you go. You got another show coming up. You guys have anything else to promote that you want to do, Kyle? Before you go, you good?
My book. It's a monster.
Jack, well, what's the name? Jack's Classic.
Yeah, the complete guide to the Jack's Class Superstar series. So my whole collection, basically in book form, almost 700 pages, every single figure and accessory and everything else, and some Easter eggs, you name it. It's all in there. A labor of love if there ever was one. So very fun.
Imagine just an elite one. Never mind Ultimate Edition or Basics. That would be like 7 omnibuy.
Yeah, you might see one day. You never know. Stay tuned.
All right, looking forward to that. Alex, you got anything else you want to say before you go?
No, dude, I appreciate having me on. It was really fun and hope to do it again soon.
Oh yeah, and Justin.
Nah, nothing. Go buy Kyle's book, check out their YouTubes, and always a pleasure to hang out with y'all.
Got it. All right, guys, we'll take care. It's Toy Kind of Mood 165. We'll be back next Wednesday, normal time, 7 p.m. Pacific time, 10 p.m. Eastern. Marvel, all the boys will be back in town, and we look forward to seeing you in the Toy Owl. Peace.